He just dropped off a huge stack of cards he wants to get graded.
Is that a guy that lives close to you?
No, he lives about an hour away, but he was in town today.
That's awesome, dude. So, is that the one of the guys you usually go with into these submissions with?
Yeah, he usually hops in.
Okay. So, AJT, I was going to tell you, I saw your most recent video you showed about your the vintage you picked up from PSA. That was a killer grades that you got all back for that vintage.
Yeah, I wish it was mine. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not mine.
Did any of those cards belong to you?
No, none of them. That's why it was so good. Mine would have been straight fours if I would have sent it in.
So it would have been straight fours. Oh my gosh! Well, I was surprised because there's OJ Simpson. I'm just joking.
The juice is loose.
Rod.
Yeah,
Smart.
man. There was so many of those cards that got like 6s and 7s. It was shocking. I couldn't believe that.
I can't believe it's not butter.
that caught me off, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob, what's up, Bob Lewis? Thanks for hopping on. You're too good to go live with us, but you can be in the comments.
Oh, good. I could see it here. I thought I was gonna have to get my phone.
No, it should be on there. I can highlight it. It'll pop up there for people too. If we, I know, like a couple days ago when me and I went live with John Mangini, and I mean there was like quite a few people on, and it was like got out of control. There was like so many people putting comments on, I couldn't keep up. So, but now that we have JT on here, one of the OGs, I mean, we're probably gonna have like 40 people on here before you know it.
I thought you were gonna say that I can come on for tech support in case you need help.
We got Henry in here. Henry, I just got your postcard. I have it right here, actually.
You have a postcard from JT?
From Henry. Henry S.
Well, you know what Henry didn't send you? A bunch of hotel key cards. What is that supposed to mean?
I got one of those too from Henry.
Henry's like, hey, here's some hotel key cards, JT. Oh man, what are you drinking? Are you drinking a beer?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Is it okay to drink on here?
Yeah, of course. I just didn't know I just was asking what you were drinking.
Yeah, we're gonna need to see some ID.
I got my CFFL koozie here.
Nice.
Michael Newman. And Pepino's favorite drink.
Pepino Saver. Nice. Yeah. I thought you were gonna have one of his koozies that says pig on there. So, JT, are you going to be doing another order with vintage of your cards, or are you not doing one with vintage?
Oh, I don't. I never get raw vintage, so I'm very rarely involved. If I submit, it's for PC, so I'll fill it out if we need someone to fill it out, but usually we don't.
That's good. When's your next order, Jeremy?
Probably January. Unless I send a Pokemon out this month.
Gotta catch them all, man.
Yes,
you want to know what my next order is?
Yes, they never.
Yeah. Do you even do any graded cards?
Nah,
Victor?
I'll buy them graded already a couple times.
Right.
I've sent in to Beckett like many years ago. That was it.
Sure. Yeah, I'm the same way, honestly. I mean, until recently, I'd never done it. And then I got my first order coming. I talked to Josh. I talked to Sean today. He's stealing second. And he said the order should be in by hopefully tomorrow, if not Monday. So
have you heard your grades? Because I heard them yesterday.
Yeah, I heard them actually. I did find out. I mean, I don't know. I sent I didn't get any 10s back, but I sent mostly 80s and 90s cards. And and kind of to your point, which I was going to make this observation. I'm kind of glad you said something because you're way smarter than me on this. Aside from one of my cards, all of them came back as 8s and 9s.
That's not bad.
Based on what you said on your video, you said if you get the decade it's in, or a grade above that, you're doing pretty good on some of the older stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll take 8s and 9s on them. So I think I got all 8s and 9s. I did get a 6 on the Don Mattingly O-Pee-Chee rookie card. So it's a PC one. I just wanted it slabbed. I knew it wasn't gonna get a 9 or a 10, but I was hoping it wouldn't get a 6. But it is what it is. I don't care.
That's a tough one there.
Yeah, I know that they don't do. I know O-Pee-Chee doesn't grade well anyways on that one, I believe. So I wasn't expecting anything crazy.
No,
but I was hoping not a 6 either. So.
O-Pee-Chee and quality control are two things that don't go together very well.
Right. So getting a 6 is fine. Like I said, it's not like I was trying to sell that card. I've only seen my card I had. I mean, I'm in the wild, so I'm sure it's probably available, but I've never seen one out and about. So I just graded the only one I had because I thought it'd be kind of cool to have graded. But it is what it is.
That's actually not bad for your first submission.
Well, that's good. And honestly, you'll hear me say this again if you watch the video whenever I, get the card to do it. But I was like, this is literally what I did on my cards. I was like this. All right, that looks like good enough.
That's pretty much what I do too.
What'd you say?
I sent in a 89 Griffey back then. I barely looked it over. I said it looks good enough, and it got a 9.
Yeah.
And I sent in a McGuire rookie. Came in with 8.5, so didn't really have to expect it too much.
Sure. I mean, because like we all talked about it. People heard me. I don't know how you all feel. I mean, sure, the ones that I actually want to grade higher, the ones I want to flip to get my money back. So I guess in that aspect, I kind of want those to be higher grades. But if it's like my PC cards, I mean, I'm pretty much okay with whatever the grade is. I really don't care. And I mean, I don't have a loop. I don't have a bright light. I'm not looking at it in the sun. I don't have like a little like scrap, little like whatever you call that little fabric cloth. I'm rubbing it down. I'm just like eyeballing it and just see what happens. So, we'll see. I'm sure it'll eventually bite me in the butt really well, but until then, I'm rolling the dice. So, so Jeremy, how many orders do you have out?
Currently,
Mm-hmm.
let me pull it up. I'll tell you. I'm sure.
What about you, JT? How many orders do you have out?
He's got
No, I got to pull it up as well. This is not going to be pretty.
I'm using my computer as a phone stand, so hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Wow. Is that like one you do every month almost? Is that what it is usually?
This is a combination of a lot of stuff. I've got a Pokemon order out. Got an Ultra Modern that was shipped in June. A Jordan order that was shipped in June. A Modern that was shipped in June. Modern from August. Centerfield gems from August. An economy order from August that still isn't back. That one's kind of irritating me.
Right.
And then an Ultra Modern from October. Modern from October. And an Ultra Modern from last week.
I have 20.
20. Wow.
Yeah.
Out of those 20 that you have, JT, how many of those cards are yours? A lot or not really?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. I never have that many because I like to space it out.
Sure.
A lot.
So what's your all's thoughts? Because I mean, I know both of you guys, and I mean, I'm such like below a novice level, and obviously Victor's already said he's not really much into it, but you guys have been doing it for quite a while and know the ins and outs. How much do you think it hurts investors / flippers, the wait times? Because of how long it's waiting? Because people, somebody gets super hot and then you don't get the cards for 5 months and then they cool off or they get hurt or whatever. Like, do you think that changes anything about the approach moving forward, or do you think it doesn't affect anything and people just keep doing what they're doing?
Personally, I think the long wait times are affecting the flippers very minimally. It's affecting more of the grade and sell people more than the flippers. The flippers are buying raw, selling raw, or they're buying graded already and flipping that. I don't think they have that long of a window to wait on an order for months at a time.
Oh, okay. What about you, JT? Any thoughts about that? Like how, there's obviously such a huge hold between the two.
Yeah, I've got to agree. They don't like to hold very long. So to wait half a year to get your cards back, it's a no-go for them. They're buying it, and they're waiting a month for that guy to go off, and then they're selling it. So they're in and out.
Okay. So you thinking more they're buying like what Jeremy had said, they're probably buying raw and then they're flipping raw. They're not holding off like they were in the past. I mean, my impression was they were buying raw to get graded, and then hopefully this individual prospecting essentially fires up, and then they can sell it because they'll get the card back relatively quickly. But that hasn't been the norm for essentially a year at this point now. So, but you're saying you're kind of saying, well, they're buying raw, selling raw. So the whole graded thing really is a non-issue at this point for the flippers.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So I mean, some of them do grade, but I think that that's a trap. You shouldn't, if you're gonna play that game, you cannot grade stuff that is that volatile. You have to play it much safer.
Yeah. If they are grading, it's super high-end stuff that they send out the express levels. I don't think they're doing a lot of the $80 to $100 rookie cards that might shoot up to $150, $200. I don't think they're doing a lot of that type of stuff.
That's true. Those are good, fair and good points. I actually like it. And since we're getting towards the end of the year for you three guys, I thought I'd just ask this question. Aside from the obvious, like we all can say like COVID or no baseball season, kind of baseball season, whatever. What has been the biggest surprise for you guys for 2020 with involving sports cards in general, aside from like the cost of everything? Maybe something that's like outside the box that you kind of was like, wow, this year has been set apart because of this reason. Anything comes to mind?
I was just going to say the cost, because that's the most obvious thing. Like, it's the cost of everything. It's not even like just the stars. It's just like even some of the low end guys that I collect, I'm having to pay more for that stuff. And boxes, forget about it. I can't remember the last time I looked at a box and thought that's a good price.
Right.
Not being able to find retail, but that's actually been a good thing for me.
So that everybody has to come to you because there's no retail to find.
Well, no, it's just that way I'm not tempted to go buy it and rip it. So
you're like, for purely selfish reasons, I get to keep more money in my pocket.
Right, yeah, I don't fall into my temptations.
Right.
That's along the same lines for me, but completely opposite. It's, for me, retail is, the shelves being cleared is the biggest surprise to me, but since I live in a more rural area, I have a Walmart that usually has something, or I have a friend that clears it out before anyone else does. So I've still been able to, I've busted more retail this year than I have any other year, just because I haven't hit any hobby boxes.
Yeah, we got living legend Bob Lewis, man.
I think that's too many people on here now.
You allow 2 Hall of Famers in one stream?
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Bob
I feel
Lewis.
like I'm not worthy enough to have you and JT on the same stream. I feel like I need to bounce.
Does JT not have clothes on or something? Is that what's going on?
Well, I never have clothes on, but I don't have a working webcam right now. So
One hand on his baseball card collection, the other hand on somewhere on his body. So.
Yeah, I put clothes on just for this.
You're right. Yeah, he has a bow. Yeah, he has just a bow tie on. So my thinking is, I don't know if you all see what Dustin wrote, but I agree. Supplies are one of the biggest surprises for me. Like completely gone, like zilch. And when you can find it, you're paying a premium at this point. So I think that's definitely true.
I bought a case of soft sleeves. So 100 packs. They're selling for $2.49 a pack. He said I can't. There's no like case price. He'll sell them to you $1.49 a pack if you buy a case. But it's times 100, so it's $150 for just a case of soft sleeves, which sucks. They're usually like $60.
Man, it is not a good time when penny sleeves do not cost a penny.
No, I know. If y'all remember the movie from back in the late '90s, mid '90s, Boys in the Hood. I got these 2 cheeseburgers, man. So now I got these penny sleeves, man. Come on, man.
I thought about going back a year from now to like some breaker video where they offer to buy supplies and just ask them like, what do they got? You know, comment on one of their videos. What?
And I said. She was on my team. He was on my team.
That's crazy.
And I was in.
That's great.
All right. I have no idea what you said.
So the thing I think of, and I don't know, again, it goes back to for some of you all who are able to go to card shows or card shops or whatever. But the thing that blew my mind, like Bob and I've taken Bob to this card shop I go to. This guy specialized essentially in like junk wax stuff. We're talking about things that like essentially no one would want. We're talking about like 88 Don Russ and 89 Tops and 91
Not just that.
Fleer.
He's got like Mr. T card, like the A-Team cards. He's got like all Jaws packs, Batman packs,
kids,
Ninja Turtles, New Kids on the Block,
and like
Terminator 2.
Right, and when I went to his shop, I took a sabbatical, as we all know. So like 6 months later, after everything kind of went through the roof, like I went to his shop, and we're talking about all that stuff's gone. Like the stuff that like you would think no one wants was all bought. And I mean, I understand blasters of modern day stuff, hobby boxes, but we're talking about 88 Don Russ is gone. We're talking about it's like it's mind boggling. 91 Don Russ is gone.
When was the last time I was there? Because the last time I was there was right when the Mark Jackson Pro Set card was discovered, and he had to like pull it aside because he had it for 50 cents, but it was going for it. There took a market rise or whatever.
Yeah, because of the Menendez brothers were on the card.
Menendez brothers, right.
Yeah. On the Mark Jackson card from like 91 or whatever.
Remember when that was the craziest thing in the hobby?
Yes.
Those were the days, huh?
Right.
Those were the days back in the olden days. Oh my gosh.
Now
we got Almost Dave Archer here, mother. Yeah.
This is your capacity because I know you still got the free version.
I'm going to kick myself off. So
I gotta go get some hockey cards now.
All right. Dave does just want to make you look at hockey. I just look at the same. I got one box of like good hockey cards. I just keep looking at.
Man, so what are you up to, Dave? How you doing, sir?
I am tired. I am absolutely ramshackle tired. That a long day of work, and they're doing some plumbing work at the homestead, and it's just like never-ending fun.
Plumbing work?
They have
sewage.
There's clay pipe, and the roof got into them because it's probably about 80, 90 years old, and then now they're putting the PVC.
We had a septic tank where I lived in West Virginia, where we grew up. That was awesome when that thing overflowed or leaked.
Nice.
So does anybody ever has or do you still drink well water?
Of course. I don't still have it at home, but I grew up with it.
I can't do it, dude. I've never. I couldn't. It has like chunks and stuff floating in it. I can't do it.
That's the protein in it.
Full of nutrients.
No.
That's all the natural stuff.
Probably Victor's like, what's well water? He's like,
you can't even drink the tap water here.
Oh yeah. Probably call it rat feces. Look at Bob.
Just coming in here and just like making up a song as she goes.
Yeah,
I love it. But there's a time and a place for that, and it ain't now.
You know, it's like whenever you want to talk to your kids, they have no interest in you. But as soon as you get on the phone, they're like, Dad. You're like, are you serious? Where have you been all day? But so it's like they see you on front of a camera on YouTube. They're like, Dad. Like, you know. So
they want to be a part of it.
They do. They want to be a part of it.
That guy.
Brunel?
Mark Brunel.
Oh, I thought it was O.J. Simpson.
You see a football player, and that's all you think of.
That's all I think of. Yeah, I just think of O.J. So, so are you still doing that box, Bob, where you're like top loading every single one of your insert cards or rookie cards or whatever?
No. A soft sleeve is. I'm changing all the soft sleeves right now on like these things. It's all. I mean, the chrome and the Dufex seems to be unharmed for the most part, but yeah, it's definitely like it was definitely stuck on there. So they just glide. You guys know they glide so much better in a clean soft sleeve.
Yeah.
I found some cool stuff. This is all football stuff here, because football is what's selling right now.
I bet Dave has like just so much tonnage when he goes through his boxes and stuff. I mean, he's probably like, "Oh, I didn't even know I had that."
There's a lot of stuff that I won't say I forgot, but I rediscover it, and I'm like, "Oh, I remember this now. I remember when I got it."
Well, it's funny you say that. I went back and watched like a video. I was inspired by a video I watched, and then I went and watched like a video I did in January just to see like a pickup video. I don't have half of those cards anymore. I sold half of the cards I picked up.
Did you say you were inspired by your own video?
No, not one of my own videos. Just somebody else.
That's what I heard.
I don't know if Dave knows Carlos. Carlos did a video just like.
You're like, that Bob Lewis is amazing.
He's in preparation for his year-ending like recap video, and he's just going back and watching his old pickup videos. You know, like what did you actually get this year? I can't. And he's right. I can't remember. But man, I was like fat like 11 months ago. My face just was like taking up the whole screen. So I apologize for that.
You should definitely apologize to all of us. So hey, Dave, is up in your neck of the woods, are there card shows or card shops you're able to go to at all, or what's the situation like up where you're at?
I got a card shop that's like 2 hours away in Duluth. That's pretty much crap. I don't really go there. If I need supplies and I'm like at my wit's absolute end, then I go there, which I haven't been in, I don't even know, 4 or 5 years. And there's usually a show every end of February, early March, and then like right around Halloween in Duluth at the mall. But other than that, there's nothing up here. eBay or online or bust, pretty much.
I see. So are you able to? I don't know what the collecting looks like in your neck of the woods. Are you able to go and get retail if you want it? Is it pretty readily available or no?
No, there's nothing. I haven't found anything. I've even looked for like the hockey, and I mean these are the two things I bought at Target like a month ago, just like these jumbo fat packs. That's it. I mean, they had 3 on the shelf or on the hanger, and I bought 2 of them, and that's been basically it.
I picked up one of those chrome Garbage Pail Kid boxes. I'll just leave it on a shelf and forget about it. 35 years later, it'll be worth double what I paid for it.
Oh, I know. There's money in those cards, apparently. I didn't realize it, but
it's
from
chrome.
back in the 80s.
Garbage Pail Chrome cards? I didn't even realize they were in the 3rd series of that.
Oh, I didn't know about that either, but I thought like the 80s original back in the day, like, I mean, you can't even get away with some of the stuff they put on those cards nowadays. People lose their minds.
Garbage Pail Kids came out with a Chrome Sapphire.
Are you serious?
Earlier this week or late last week, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That to me is just ludicrous. I don't think I would ever hear the words Garbage Pail Kids and Chrome Sapphire, even Chrome, but Chrome Sapphire ever in the same sentence.
It probably sold out in 15 minutes, just like everything else.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
So did you all see the video?
Box of it. It hasn't shipped or anything yet, but that'll probably be sold.
Have you all seen the video that Mike O did, and I think Phil did a couple about the tops? What is it, Chrome Black?
I've seen a couple breaks.
I've seen some of the product. That's been about it.
I think didn't you get a Miggy auto?
I did today.
Yep.
You pulled one out of a box?
No, I'm not that lucky. So my else, like, you can buy the boxes for like $160 on eBay if you shop around. And my LCS
$160 for 4 cards. Wow.
Yeah. Well, actually, 2020, it's not too bad.
You're like, that's a hell of a deal.
That's a deal.
So you're like, I'll take 3 of them. I'll take 3 of them, sir.
Exactly. So I pulled the Miggy, or I didn't pull it, but they pulled the Miggy Green auto, and they said, if you want it, we'll take $80 for it. So I'm like, well, let me go get some cash, and I'll meet you right there. And so I got a color autograph of a future Hall of Famer, probably one of the better ones from that case.
Yeah.
For half the price of the box.
Man, that's a heck of a deal.
The singles on it are not doing too well from what I've seen, but it's a nice product.
The Mike Trout,
I know.
Just fine.
I saw Phil. He pulled a Louis Bobby autograph card, so that's probably gonna be a pretty big one. So
never heard of him.
Yeah, I know. He's probably some schmuck. He's no good. But what about the Allen and Ginter Chrome? Talking about Garbage Pail Chrome. Have you all saw that box that Micah opened up?
No, I didn't watch it. I've seen the product. I like it. It looks good.
Yeah, actually, I like it. I didn't think I would. I thought it looked good.
Dude, that's every product. Everybody's like, oh, it's going to suck. And then they're like, oh, you know what? This isn't that bad. I like it.
Yeah, Topps is actually a lot better at their job than what people like to give them credit for.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the black and that chrome. I only get a chrome with the Topps Chrome Black or whatever. I honestly didn't think they would look good. I didn't know much about them, but I just, like, in theory of hearing about it, I was kind of like, eh. But then I saw them, I was like, well, they actually look pretty cool. I like the way they look. So, how much is that chrome Allen and Ginter going for? Does anybody know, like, for a box?
I think they said, like, I think I heard up north the collectors said like 160 or something, or 180.
Oh my gosh, man!
Yeah,
that's a steal.
Again, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head over to Carl Erskine land tomorrow.
There's only one.
Sell some plasma.
One autograph per case.
That sounds like it's worth it.
Yeah,
that's why I'll just keep re-sleeving my existing cards at this time.
Yeah, you just keep re-sleeving your Shannon Sharp cards.
Hey, this is Jerry Rice, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. I apologize.
Get off me, dog.
You got your kids, you got your dog. Everybody's trying to make an appearance today.
I swear, man, if I'm not up in the card room, which I can't really be right now, it's nonstop.
Man,
but I love every minute of it.
Of course.
That is the life we live, ain't it?
It is. I would be so bored, most likely. I would have.
That's
a lot
why I'm
more
doing
free
this.
Time anyway.
Yeah, my kids are old enough at the age where they don't need constant stimulation from parents.
Yeah, that's my 10-year-old in there. She's very I mean, she's making her own bowls of cereal now.
Oh wow! I don't know. I always tell Luke, like, hey, you need to go. If you want something to go eat, go make it yourself. He's like, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm like, all right.
You know that cutting your meat stuff? That ain't happening no more either.
Oh my gosh. So let me ask you all this. This is something that I thought I haven't really heard anybody else bring up. So I thought it might be kind of cool to ask go around and ask people this. Out of the entire year, everybody talks about how there's so many new people that's been brought into the YouTube community. There's so many new blood in the hobby or whatever. Who's one person that you were turned on to this year that you really enjoyed watching them do their videos? Like, who hasn't been around? This is like their first year. Or maybe it's your first time you were ever brought to their attention, maybe.
I'd have to think about it.
I've only been on just over a year and like a quarter. So pretty much
So you're Hall of Fame eligible.
I am.
That's what you're saying. That's what I'm
hearing. Okay.
Well, assuming the rules don't change.
Yeah, those goalposts move around quite a bit. You never know. No. What about you, JT? I mean, I know you're pretty active in the community. Is there a certain person you've been really enjoying watching this year that's new or newer?
Oh, I'm not too active these days. It's been a slog.
Joey's a good dude.
I'll go with Jeremy.
Yeah.
That's an endorsement from a Hall of Famer.
That is. I mean,
that
carries on a weight. So
hey, man, that and $100.
He's on the Veterans Committee.
Will get you a blaster of prison football. So.
Oh man.
Well, you know somebody who's not new, but I started watching a lot more this year because he started making a lot more videos this year. Is Beans Ball Card Blog, and I really like his videos because he says it like it is. He really gives you his real opinions on the hobby and everything. So we've had some good interactions this year, even though he was on YouTube years ago.
Yeah, he likes to talk too.
I like his. I read your exchange and I watched the video. Like, I didn't even know anybody collected Russ Davis. Like, that was and he's like, yeah, that's pretty much where he's at with his collecting.
This is Russ Davis's ticket from the final game that he homered in. That's for Ken.
Nice.
Are you talking about Rusty Kuntz?
Who?
Oh, hey, I thought this was a PG show.
Yeah, come on.
Well, that's why I said Kuntz and not the other word.
We're drinking beer and all kinds of stuff.
I know. The wheels are determined to fall off at some point.
Well, when I came on here, I thought that thing was officially in the ditch.
There's no turning back. My cat is going to light up this dog in a second.
No, there's a lot of people that came on this year, or that may have been like a while, but then you sort of go in a different direction, like me with the hockey. I mean, Matt from the Eccentric Credentials. I mean, before I'd watch him, but I really wouldn't interact. Just like, oh, nice card. I really love that one, or that's a rare one. And then Carlos. Those are the two that I've really connected, I think, with that before this year. I mean, they could have passed me in the street and I wouldn't even looked up to see them. So that's a good thing about this year, that a lot of people have sort of intertwined and gone away from. And again, you can always have your core group of guys, but you go over here and like, oh, these guys look like they're having fun, or those guys look like they're having fun. And that's been the fun part of this year, is just everybody sort of, even with differences going aside, you can come together because everybody's pretty much in the same boat of this year, sucking in some way, shape, or form. So get on here, BS for a while, and so
very true.
Hey, you hate 2022? What do you know?
Man, yeah, I agree. I think the people the one that comes the one that comes to my mind that I really enjoyed. And he probably was on a little bit maybe last year, but he really came into his own. I feel like, at least for me, was Back to the Cardboard Shannon.
Yeah,
I like his channel a whole lot. Like, you could tell he really is into what he's doing. He's doing all these little like skits, and it just cracks me up. And he's been very consistent with his approach, and I like it. You know what you're getting yourself into. I really enjoyed his channel quite a bit. So, and I'm sure he's been around a little longer than a year, I guess, at this point, but he's a channel I've been really enjoying a lot to watch.
I've been going back and watching some of the older guys that have been on for a while. I've just inserted myself into their conversations that have been going on for 10 years.
As you should, Bob. And you don't even have to. Now you don't even have to go around and try to drum up support for the Hall of Fame. You're already there. So
that's right.
Right.
I'm going for community influencer status next. That's what I'm going for now.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. True. That is true. Oh my gosh. So I'm hoping that next year we get card shows back, because in Indiana everything ended up shutting down, so we can't do card shows for the rest of the month. So I'm hoping in January we'll be able to get that shark card shows back. JT, are card shows possibly coming back in January in Ohio? Do you know?
I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah. So I know you said you're kind of staying away from like traveling much anymore. You rather just do it close and local, which makes total sense.
Yeah, because it feels my back.
Right, and you're so advanced in your age. You don't want to get take it easy.
I gotta take care of myself at this point.
Right. Right. We can't have you going out on us on a bad back sprain or anything.
Yeah.
You picked up a whole crate of penny sleeves that had done you in.
Yeah, you gotta lift up your legs, not with your back.
Right. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get through some of these here. We got a handful of people watching. That's good. So, hey, Bob, do you know this guy? Do you know Don? He's in Pittsburgh, apparently. Have you ever met up with Don?
I don't know Don. What's up, Don?
He could be your neighbor.
Is that a picture of you, Don?
And then, right here we got Big D for life right here asking if that's really Victor, because Victor hardly ever shows his face.
Victor is
making
an appearance.
Well, it's funny. I always invite people that I know will probably never come on because they never show their face, but I always send them the link anyways, just to see. You just never know. So they're like,
well,
no, I don't want to be on camera.
Well, I mean, I had been commenting and texting with Jesse for a long time, or even Raphael. Like the first time, I never saw him. He had to he texted me a picture. Or he's like, I better show you what I look like, so you don't think it's some Cuban guy running up on you.
Right. He did this. Yeah, he did the same thing when I went to go pick him up at the airport. I was starting to think, I'm like, I don't even know what he looks like. Like, how am I? I'm like, I don't want to be racially profiling my friends, but what do I do? And then when he landed, he sent me a picture. He goes, hey man, this is a picture of me. And I was like, oh, okay, thank God. I didn't walk up to everybody who looks Hispanic and go, are you Raphael? Are you Raphael? I'm like, get the hell out of here. Whatever.
That was weird that he sent that pic from the bathroom.
Right. Right. It was a little bit too far down, like that, that angle where you don't show your double chin. And I was like, I almost saw us Johnson, so I don't want to see that. So, but yeah, for sure. Oh, here we go. He goes, oh yeah, you did bring up Kurt Angle. That's right. I forgot about that, Don. Okay, I remember that. Yeah, because Kurt Angle is from Pittsburgh.
Strangely enough, I just watched his gold medal match not like 2 nights ago. I don't know why it popped up on my feed, and I was like, yeah, I want to watch that.
Kurt Angle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, do we have a topic, guys, we want to talk about or kind of bat around anything anybody had on their mind?
What are y'all buying right now?
Cards.
Oh, we all know your answer, JT. I'm not asking you.
That was earth-shattering.
This guy right here.
Oh, O.J. Simpson?
What's up with these old yellow top loaders that all these eBay sellers use?
Wow. Oh, yeah, Bernie Sanders. I love it, dude.
I got this today. I got to switch the top loader now.
They ain't going to give you the good stuff, that's for sure.
No.
So, with you, Victor, are you able to pick up Bernie Williams cards still pretty regularly and like get what you want, or is it starting to become more and more difficult?
No, like I was telling you, like even Bernie cards have gone up. I think I'm talking too much about them because like all of the numbers stuff, I'm having to pay way more for it now.
Now Bernie's buying his own cards. He's like, oh, I'm a big deal. Like, hold on,
seriously, it's like
everybody. This a few years ago. I would have been able to get this for like $2. I had to pay, I think, like $12 for it now. It's just an old '90s numbered card.
Yeah. Oh, JT's jacking up the prices on the Topps Chrome variation, all the SPs.
Yeah, sorry, what were you saying? I was just increasing my prices in the storeroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
everything went up. In the last 20 minutes that JT's been on, everything went up 50 cents in the store.
Yeah, you mentioned someone, 25% price hike, guaranteed. Gentlemen, I've got to bounce,
Sterling?
but I'll leave this on in the background and free up a spot here for anyone else.
All right, JT. Thanks for hopping on, dude. I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you for having me.
JT.
All right, man. You take care, man. We'll talk to you later.
Farewell to the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh, nice.
And Bob
I'll be Sean Connery. Take care.
Later, JT.
Right. Oh, man.
Just as I say that, I just got outbid on a image variation.
Oh, man. It's probably JT. What's that there, Dave? Is that a hockey?
Oh, yeah. A Brodeur emblem to 10.
That I know you must be influencing Bob because Bob was telling me on the phone a couple days ago that he's going to start probably buying some hockey. And I'm like, you've been hanging out with Dave. I know what's going on here. I know. I never heard him say hockey in like 3 years.
Yeah,
like Dave's
it's been a fun year picking that stuff up.
Is hockey that? Does hockey have the same prices going crazy that everyone else is? Or are they a little bit more reasonable?
It depends. Last night I got smoked on a bunch of stuff I didn't think I was going to get smoked on. And then there's a couple cards that I was like really hoping to get. And I got for like a quarter of my max bid. All from the same seller, one of the big co-signers or consigners on there. And I'm like, okay, so some of these like 1 per box inserts. I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's not like it's numbered to 30 or anything, but I'm like, okay, a $20 bill should cover it. $28. Like, huh. So more people want it than me. That's interesting. So, right. But yeah, it's stuff's starting to pick up, and which again, at some point, Wayne Gretzky and Lemieux and Patrick Waugh and Brodeur and Hasek have to go up. I mean, they're sports. Ripken, Griffey, Bonds, McGuire, A-Rod. So,
right,
you'll eventually see them go up. So, again, I've got plenty this year that'll suffice. But the collector and me and the hoarder and the completionist is never ever happy with just what the status quo is currently at.
Yep. Sure, man. What about you, Jeremy? What do you collect? What are you currently buying or sitting on or trying to hoard or whatever?
This past week, I've been really searching hard for the Topps Chrome image variations. Picked up the Bo Bichette yesterday, and just like the stars and rookies and stuff. There's an Arenado 17, a Robles rookie from 18. Just the variations.
Who'd we lose?
JT. He said if you're not going to stay on, that he couldn't be the only the only Hall of Famer in here, so he left after you got up.
Makes sense.
So what about you, Bob? Jeremy asked the question. Where are you? Is there anything in particular you're looking to be? You're collecting right now. You got an eye out for?
I'm not buying. If anything, I've been selling, but I'm getting some PSA stuff together. That's kind of where my because I can't buy any blasters right now. I did buy an autograph card that I'm excited about. That 2000 autographic set. I like that. I think I'm gonna grab like 6 or 7 from that. I got a Tony Gwynn coming, so I showed you that pick.
Yeah, the one you outbid me on.
Yeah, right. I think I'll probably try to fill in some holes with some cheaper rookie cards, some offensive linemen I don't have, or stuff like that. So I need to get a Roethlisberger Topps Chrome rookie. I don't have one of those yet.
If somebody has Big D's email or his phone number, he wants to get on the live feed. I don't have it, so if somebody wants to text him that, if any of you all have his contact info, feel free to text him the link or email him.
Just drop it in the comments.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Can I do that?
Yep.
All right, let me see. I'm not smart enough.
You don't have to let everyone who clicks on it on.
Right. I mean, I let Bob on, so that already says that's my one freebie for the night.
But if you let him on, he's gonna show a bunch of cowboy stuff.
Oh yeah, maybe we don't want that. Hold on, let me see how do I put it in here? Post. Oh, here we go. Post a comment. Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys.
You're embarrassing yourself right now, man.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dustin. CC is really cheap right now. He will go into the hall.
Who is?
Sabathia.
For under $10, I don't think you can find him for under $10.
Yeah, raw you can. Graded, probably not.
Do you think that's right? What he said here is it's a good time to be selling and sending stuff to PSA. Do you think that's good, or do you think that's wishful thinking?
It's always a good time to send stuff to PSA.
Right.
Selling, I don't know. I think the market's cooled off a little bit right now.
Yeah, I think so too. Which is good for people who want to buy, but it's still like ridiculous the cost.
Well, yeah, basketball's getting ready to start back up again. I think preseason games are tonight, so that market's going to ticking upwards. So
what's
the
Josh
next one
Allen's market at?
The legend is here, dude. What's up?
What's happening, man? How are you,
brother?
Legendary.
Yeah,
legendary.
It's okay. You can show Cowboys cards. I was just kidding.
Man, I've been listening to y'all. I haven't been buying anything. I was gonna say, to me, this is a really good time to start, like going through your collection, and been doing a lot of organizing.
Oh yeah.
Stuff's too expensive, man.
I've been trying to organize, but now I need a bunch of top loaders, and even that's expensive. Like I need all those different sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm gonna need to build a new shelving system. Because I got this full back here, and it's spilled out into the garage.
I've spilled out into a second room upstairs.
Oh man, I wonder how you all get away with spilling out of your houses because I think a lot of you guys that have wives and children. How does that work?
Because the moment I sold cars and gave her money from it, I said, this is now part of like our income. I'm gonna need more space to make it work for us, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely have to have my own space because my stuff is not allowed anywhere else in the house.
Yeah. Oh man. And I feel bad because after my divorce, I was like, man, I want the smallest houses I can get. I don't need a big house. It's just me and my son. And now I don't have enough room for all my cars. And I'm like, I should have got a bigger house. I feel stupid. I'm like, man. It's like I live in a glorified apartment. So I'm almost like want to move just to have a bigger house.
I don't know how y'all were. Like I know Victor, you probably got your collection that you've been collecting since the 90s, right? Like you still got all that stuff.
Not all of it. I wish I had all of it. Just like the main stuff, like the Jordans and the Bernies and stuff like that.
I don't have any of that stuff. Like I started back fresh in 2016, and like when I first started, my whole collection would fit like in that, you know.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but like in 4 or 5 years, like
it's a little bit bigger than that now.
Yeah, you need a room.
Oh man. So Bob, is the upstairs is pretty much all your domain now then?
So no, the kids still have the little play where they're
playroom, play area.
Yeah. But my wife has lost her sewing room. Because I took over the kids' playroom, and then she stopped sewing for like 3 days, and I was like, all right, kids, your mom lost her spot. You're moving in there.
I'm taking over.
I just have a little corner, and that's the kids area over there. So I get this one little nook right here.
That's awesome. Was that Rise of the Planet of the Apes
camera placement?
What do you say, Jason?
Was that a Rise of the Planet of the Apes poster?
Each kid could pick their own poster, and that's what my son picked.
Oh man, I love that. I introduced my son to those movies recently. He loves them.
Yeah.
There you go, right there, Henry. He said he spent $30 on Burbank. Say $350, $27. I mean, so has ComC got any better recently? Have you all tried ComC?
No, I cleared out all my store credit, bought stuff, requested shipment, and I'm done with them.
I hit them up like right kind of when things were first starting, and you know they had the ad up there like shipping's really slow, but I paid like $2 extra for whatever their fast shipping was. My stuff came in like 10 days, but that was 4 or 5 months ago. So I've heard now that you're waiting months to get stuff from COM.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering because like California is like pretty much they want to go back on lockdown in California. Is that going to affect PSA?
I'm sure.
I doubt it this time.
You don't think so?
No, they pretty well successfully stated that they're industrial, so they're exempt from the lockdowns. Plus, they have a lot of extra space to make sure everyone is social distance and whatnot. I'd be very surprised if they shut down again.
Yeah, because it's nothing's more essential than getting your John Kirk slab cards out the door. So.
Captain Kirk? What?
Is it John Kirk? Is that his name?
Kruk?
Oh yeah, Kruk. John Kruk. Yeah, Captain Kirk. Yeah, him too.
I do think you could make a case for cards being essential. So,
what would be the case for that? I want to hear it.
Therapeutic.
I mean, it's for your health and well-being. You know, I mean,
mental health.
Right.
We'd all be addicted to drugs right now if we didn't have cards.
Right.
Running sleeping under bridges.
Right. If I don't get my slab cards, then I might lead a life of crime.
You might be robbing ladies, old ones.
Right. We'll go back to that Boys in the Hood. I got these 2 cheeseburgers, man, like that, you know. So we don't want to go down that road. I got these 2 slabs, man. I wasn't gonna go there, but you did. I like it. So.
I didn't finish.
So you've been picking anything up, Scott, recently?
Just like, cheap numbered cards. Yeah, I haven't been spending a lot of money. And I tell you, for me, like kind of ever since all this started, for me to spend money, like I got to be making money on cards. So if I could sell some, whenever I sell something, I'll spend a little money, buy something nice. But yeah, just a couple bucks here and there. Yeah, not a lot. I've bought into a couple breaks, try and get some of the newer stuff, but I don't know, man.
So in your neck of the woods, I mean, I was asking this of Dave and a few of the other guys. Are you able to go access card shows or shops in your area, or is everything pretty much like you either is locked down or they have like restricted hours, or are you able to do that stuff still? Or
so I've been to 2 or 3 card shows since all this started, and they have a pretty big one here in Raleigh. A couple card shows, and they seem about like normal, as the amount of people that are there. Prices, I think I talked about this in your video one time. Prices surprisingly were really good, better than what you're seeing, online. Man,
right.
We had a great card shop here. We had 2 card shops in Raleigh. One was really good, like true collectors, guys like us running a card shop. Great shop. They didn't make it. They closed down. And we've got another one that is more of a commercialized, pimping out and whatever, make money. I'm not knocking anybody, but their prices are insane. So I hate having to go there, but sometimes if I really need supplies, I'll go over there and pick them up. But man, we had a really cool card shop, Card Geeks, and we lost them, so that sucked.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny because within about 20 minutes of my house, maybe 30 minutes, there's 2 card shops. There's the Four Sharp Corners, the one I go to. That it's an older guy. He's back. He's been a card shop owner. And
is that the eBay guy?
No, it's not the same guy. His store's ain't the same.
Okay.
And it's in Greenfield, Indiana. And he's been doing the card shop thing since the 80s. And he doesn't give a crap about masks or lockdown, and he just keeps doing his thing. He could care less. People come in there, and he does. You can wear a mask, you don't have to wear a mask. He doesn't care, right? He just it's business as usual for him, BAU. But then if you go 30 minutes towards Indianapolis, there's like you were saying, like that guy was more like he was a collector, the card shop guy's been around forever. He's like, he's a guy just telling the dirty jokes and really, inappropriate. He's just like guy. But then you go 30 minutes towards Indianapolis, and it's like the more corporate feel, like kind of the cold, the vibe you get. I mean, they're good people, but it's like totally like it's more about the money exchanging hands than it is about the relationship you're building. Really, unless you're a high dollar spender, then they want to get to know you better, of course. But the thing is that when I go to his shop, which again isn't very much, there was like little arrows telling you where you can go and where you can stand, and they got everything blocked off, and you're like having to stay within inside this like little traffic. It was like an air traffic controllers off to the side telling you where you can go and stand and move. And, you know, it was just crazy. It was like completely two different situations. But, you know, that shop that's more of a high-end shop that's a little bit more that corporate feel, they have everything, you know? And so people will tolerate it. It's kind of like PSA. People's going to tolerate it because they got stuff they want. So, you know, and I do find it to be interesting. And then they're the ones also put on a big show in Indianapolis, and they canceled it and said they can't do it anymore. The last show I went to, they wouldn't let you in until they screened you for a fever or not. And then like all the other car shops and shows, they don't even care. They're just like, come on in, we don't care. But they were making sure that they like bottlenecked you in before and to check your temperature, and they're walking around making sure you had your mask on. It was pretty intense. So I don't know what the future holds, but you have two totally different perspectives on things in the hobby, like where they're taking you. So.
Yeah, here it's just, you know, you have to have a mask on everywhere you go. The thing about the card shop that left, I mean, it was literally 5 minutes from my work. I could run up there at lunch. I'd stop up there on the way home, but it was that shop that you would stop by on the way home, and they've got dollar boxes and people are just hanging out, and you know, that's not what we have now. And yeah, I miss that. They knew who you collected. So
that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the guy who owns the shop that I love going to, that's more the mom and pop feel. The guy, his name's Tracy, and he always gives me a stack of Japanese ball players, but have me go through and pick out or whatever. But he always showed me a Korean guy, and he goes, "Oh, you collect this guy, right?" Or a Chinese guy just to mess with me. He goes, "Your son's Chinese, right?" You know, and I love that back and forth, you know, because it's like they know you, they want to help you out, you know. It feels like almost like, you know, it's a really close friend. But I love that stuff because the other places they don't even know they don't even know my name, you know. It's like I like that, so
yeah. I don't like when I go in a card shop and I feel like they think I'm about to steal something.
Right? Oh man, yes, that's so true.
Like my LCS dude, when he would leave, he'd be like, "Hey, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm gonna go get something to eat."
Yeah.
Leave me in there, but you know, you just know the guy. So yeah.
What about you, Victor? Do you go to any? Is there any car? I know New York's pretty hardcore too. I didn't know. Are you able to go to any shops or anything?
Not like super close to me. Like there was one like years ago, but he closed down. I think I was the only one keeping him in business for a while. Like hardly anybody would go in there. So,
you're going in there for all those Bernie Williams.
He didn't even have anything like that. I think that's why he went out of business. He didn't have a lot of stuff in there. And
where are you at? In Jersey? Are you in
Bronx?
Jersey? Bronx.
So yeah, there's nothing super close. So my card shop is just like online, eBay and ComC and all that.
Well, if you find out where Eric lives, you just go to his house and he has plenty of stuff.
Eric's
yeah,
in Long
he's
Island.
far from me.
Oh, he's in Long Island. Okay, I didn't know. Man, oh man.
New York is pretty big, Jason.
Oh, you don't say. Okay, I didn't. I just thought the 5 boroughs were all right there together. It's just real close. So
10-minute drive anywhere, right?
Right.
Hey, you met Ricky Russo, right, in person?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
So I know he was really private and stuff, and not going to try to get you to like, I don't know. I mean, is he what I imagined, or you know? Yeah.
What do you imagine?
Come on, I mean.
Yeah, when I close my eyes at night, this is my image.
I mean, I imagine like like Al Pacino with some big rings and stuff. And
well, yeah, he was like that. Like a lot of people accused him of being like a character or whatever, but that was really the way he was. Like if you talk to him in person, he's talking the same way he's talking in his videos and all that. That's just how he was. He was like that old school Italian guy. And he was always flashing the gold watch and the rings and all that.
I always think of like Joe Pesci. Like, do I amuse you? Am I a clown?
Yeah, that's how he talks to all of his customers, and I think it scared a few people away.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, the first time I ever heard him talk, I'm like you said, I thought he was like being a character. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy's doing the whole Italian mafia feel thing going. I'm like, this guy's going over the top with it. You know, but I'm like, hold on, wait, like 50 videos later, he's really committed. So it's like, this has to be how he is. So
yeah, I mean, when I first started YouTube, you know, it's like, hey, who's this guy, Ricky Russo? And I look, and it's like some dude making videos like hello. And at the time, like I was thinking like all the videos had to be like this big production, and you know, like this guy's got like all these followers and stuff, but yeah, he kind of had to keep watching. Yeah,
that was awesome.
That's cool.
So, is the White Plains show, Victor, as good as everybody claims it to be, or is it just like, you know, everybody puts it over because it's like the biggest one in the area, or is it really that good?
It depends what you're looking for. For me, it's like hit or miss because you know the type of stuff I collect. So I just have to hope that there's a few tables with that kind of stuff, the 90s insert stuff like that. But if you're chasing like all those big graded rookies and all that, they always have tons of that stuff. And they always have good guys signing there too. So if you're like an autograph chaser, you can buy a ticket and get those guys. Like the past few years, they've had some pretty big names there signing, but I don't do any of that. So for me, it's like sometimes I go, I'm out of there in like 15 minutes. Sometimes I'm there for a few hours.
Right. Well, maybe they're going to have Mike O there one day signing autographs. You might get a free one if you're lucky.
Well, Mike O did go one time. I met him there.
Right. So I was going to tell you, I don't know if you see what Baz wrote here, but he talked about the market being, you know, there's a demand for all the different kinds of supplies. I'll tell you this, BCW is right next to my house. The big supply company is in Anderson, Indiana. And they told me that I can go and pick up my stuff right from them. I don't have to worry about it shipping. So I just walk up to them and they'll let me come in and grab my supplies.
Give me some pennies because I like BCW pennies.
Yeah, you could be hooking everybody up.
I can. If you won't tell me what you want, send it to me via PayPal, buy it, I'll go get it, and I'll go pick it up for you. And then I'll just do a small upcharge of $50. So, but even they are behind. When I talk to them and when I go over their information, even they're behind, you know, and it's like, you know, they're just like, just come and get it. We'll let you know when it's ready, but, you know, come and get it.
Yeah, I was on their website, and they said, like, everything was on delay, so I didn't buy it from there. I went to Ultra Pro. I think the same thing happened there. I ended up having to buy some stuff on eBay, but I overpaid for it a bit.
Oh, yeah? Well, I mean,
stacks and stacks of stuff that needs, like, all these different size top loaders. I need binder pages. I need all that stuff.
Man, well, hey, I'll get a care package out to you for $100.
Yeah, care packages need to be supplies now. Forget the cards. Just send me supplies.
Exactly. You're like, I don't want the cards anymore. Like, yeah, you keep those Bernie Williams in your house. I don't want them. So
I can start selling used top loaders.
Right. I got these top loaders right here for you. I have been to the card shop, Sterling, in Fort Wayne. I went there with Sean, and but I mean, yeah, you are right. They're overpriced. Well, they're overpriced in general. That's the thing. I don't know about you guys, about card shows. I know that you mentioned it a minute ago, Scott. But the one thing I can't stand is when you go to a card shop and they want you to pay eBay prices. I'm like, I don't get it. I just don't. That's to me, I don't get it. I'm like, if you want to charge people eBay prices, then just put it on eBay. So my card shop, the guy I go to, he's always like, hey, on eBay, this costs this much, but for you, you know, for the people who come in here, I'm going to give you X amount of money off of that, you know, because they want to, you know, build that goodwill. But it really is. It is kind of depressing when you go and they're like, I can get that for 45 on eBay, so I'm not going to give it to you for 35 here. And I'm like, okay. So I do like going in there for that reason. But I don't know. So let's see here. I don't remember. Does anybody remember that? I don't remember that they had top loads with MLB logos on them. Does anybody remember that?
I got a couple of them with Braves. The Braves. Somebody sent me a care package, and they've got the Braves logo on them. I thought they were pretty cool.
That is cool. Let everybody stop talking about Bobby's back. Hey, Bob.
Oh, I was watching you guys to make sure.
Oh, okay, dang.
I didn't raise the bid, Henry.
Yeah, I never knew that was a thing. The only top loaders I knew were the ones that turned yellow on you.
I'm still waiting on all my stuff. I have in loaders now to turn yellow like my childhood collection did. I don't know if it's just because I take better care of them or maybe I don't smoke or what, but nothing's turned yellow on me yet.
Hey, you want yellow top loaders? I got plenty of them right here.
That's hilarious. Oh, did it? I think the live stream froze. Did it freeze?
No.
No, I'm good.
It froze for me. Whatever. I don't care.
You're still moving on my end.
Someone else connected to the internet in Indiana. And
yeah, that one other person. It was Mike Pence. He popped on it. And now it's
wait, does he know how to use the internet?
No. There we go. I'm back. So there we go. That was weird.
It might be because you're Chinese.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, me having my connection to the Chinese for sure. So, my gosh, my goodness gracious, man. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get caught up on the. Some Henry's finding some Brewers. Let's go here. The vintage at my local is pretty rough. Yeah, I've noticed that's the one thing also. And when I went to a couple of card shows a few weeks or about a month ago, and I think what Scott was saying, I had the same experience. The card shows, they were still willing to will and deal with you. I didn't feel like it was as bad as other people have said. What about you, Jeremy? You went to the one in Texas there, or you went to the one there. Do you feel like the people were willing to work with you, or did you feel like it was top dollar?
No, everyone at that show. I just went on Friday, the first day of it, but everyone was very fair that I dealt with and willing to work on price and everything. No one was firm and just said, no, pay my price or move on. So, yeah, everyone was willing to work. But I have noticed with the who was it on the comments? Don. Basically, if someone deals with vintage and modern, they're going to be super high on the vintage. And the guys that are vintage only are the ones that are going to be pretty fair to market.
So you're saying the guys that are vintage they're staying pretty high on it, but the modern stuff they want to be a little bit flexible with?
No, I'm like Don. Go in the comments and put Don's up on the screen. The vintage at his LCS. There you go. It seems to me like the guys that deal with vintage and modern are super high on their vintage, not knowing, expecting everything to come out of the pack at a certain grade level. And it's a lot of the guys that still say Beckett pricing and whatnot too. They
whip out their Beckett's and look at them. They're like,
they go high price on the vintage.
You want a surefire way for me to judge what kind of collector you are? Pull out your Beckett when I ask you how much something is.
Hold on. Let me check that price real quick, Bob.
Yeah, right. I still get Beckett's. Don't get me wrong. Like, I still enjoy them. I still like it. It still sort of like tells a little bit about like the market, who's moving, but you can't go by the prices.
Yeah, I think when I got back in like 2009 was the last time I bought a Beckett, because that's what I had as a kid, and then quickly found out that that you're not buying anything hot at Beckett prices.
Well, I keep looking to get a subscription for Tough Stuff, but I don't see the website.
Yeah, Tough Stuff. Their days come and gone.
Yeah. What's up, Modern Vintage Collector? What's up, Chris? Thanks for popping in, dude. All the way from South Korea.
Yeah, what's up, Chris?
Or should I say, 안녕하세요, 감사합니다.
Don't say that.
don't talk dirty with Scott on here. He might like it too much. Oh my goodness.
Were you talking dirty?
No, I wasn't talking. No, I lived in Korea for like probably about 6 or 7 months total over the years. So I picked up a few words and phrases. Nothing dangerous. My Korean friends wouldn't teach me Korean because they said, "Don't worry, I can just do it for you. You don't need to do anything." It's like, okay. So they're just like, just shake your head and bow, round eye. Yes, sir. So okay, you got it. So, oh my goodness. So yeah, but yeah, man. So let me ask you all this question. I have this one right here. So with 2021 approaching, I've already kind of mentioned this in the past with some other ones. Is there anything? Let's just assume the COVID thing's no longer an issue. Is there anything you're looking forward to in 2021 as far as your hobby is concerned? Any capacity? Like everything goes back to normal. Let's just say. Is there anything you're looking forward to, like doing or getting or whatever?
Chicago. Hold on. I found this picture. We're doing an office move at work. And I found this picture right here that somebody was throwing away. It's just like stacks of money, basically.
Oh, I thought it was O.J. Simpson.
So I thought if I could get this out of here and take it in like a tube to the National and just get everybody to sign it, that would be a cool thing.
You gotta make sure the first one you get is Jabs, though.
He gets the center. Right.
Yeah, he gets the center. That would be. Yeah, I think Chicago definitely. What about you, Scott? Do you think the National is an option for you or no?
Yeah. I was a couple weeks ago. What's his name? I don't know if anybody knows him. His name's Matt, and I think his YouTube channel is like Brentwood Card.
I know Matt. Yeah, he's this guy.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm sitting here like just chilling one night, and I have Matt's number because I met him in Chicago last time. And my phone rings, and it's Matt. And he's never called me. We just have each other's number. So I answered. I'm like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Hey, I got this." He like starts talking work to me, and I'm like, "Okay." I said, you called Scott, and he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" But he called the wrong Scott. So we started talking, and he started talking about National, and we stayed in the same hotel together in Chicago. And he's
same bad.
He said he already booked a room, and he's like, "If you decide to go, got a spot for you." So we'll see what happens, man. I think I'll probably be there if plane ticket in a room, and I never take a lot of money for cards. It's more, a couple $100 and just meeting everybody, man, and hanging out, and it's a blast, dude.
Yeah. What about you, Dave? Are you in North Dakota?
Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. Do you think you can make it? Are you going to do that this year if you can?
I'll grace everybody with my presence and magnificence because I know there isn't enough on me on YouTube already. You need to see me in person, so I'll definitely be there.
Right. Victor, or do you think you can make it or no?
I don't know. I mean, this year would have been so convenient for me, but
right. It's being right there.
Away, I don't know. I would like to, but
I had reservations this year, man, and had to freaking cancel them.
Yeah, I knew it was too good to be true this year. It was going to be so close, and it ended up not happening.
Well, I had heard, and maybe you all. Well, before I get ahead of myself, What about you, Jeremy? You gonna go if everything's kosher and back to normal?
I would like to, yeah.
Well, I had heard. I know. Bob said he's gonna try to go as long as everything's kosher with the baby. I think he said he's gonna try to make it out if possible. But I wanted to ask, or have you all heard? Like, supposedly Cleveland's no longer an option. I heard Cleveland like shut down their center. So, what are they doing now instead of Cleveland? Are they switching it to another location, or
the one schedule's going to Atlantic City, and then they're gonna find another place to take Cleveland spots into the future?
Maybe Indianapolis.
Dallas.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't do one on the West Coast. That's kind of weird.
I liked Cleveland because Cleveland has suburbs that are really close, that are much cheaper to stay in than Chicago. And maybe I just didn't do a good job in Chicago, but Chicago was pretty expensive. Cleveland was a cheap trip.
I think we should just get an Airbnb.
I'm down for that too.
The house party.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. Chicago will never be the same.
I just have to bring my CPAP.
Yeah, I have a CPAP too. We could be right there. We could be like bunk beds next to each other.
Yeah.
You got a CPAP? I got a CPAP.
Everybody got a CPAP for everybody. Yeah. Yes.
I do not have a CPAP.
Trust me, you don't want me in the room snoring, so it's good that I have one.
There better be good.
Yeah. Thanks, Don. You're right. Indiana's a cool city. I will agree with you. Cheers to that. So, I will tell you, Scott. I don't know if you know, but I was in last month. I was in North Carolina for about a week. So,
what part?
My best friend lives there now.
Debauchery.
Him and his family.
We're at North Carolina.
Holly Ridge, outside of Wilmington.
Oh yeah.
So,
cool.
Yeah, he lives right on the beach. So I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, North Carolina's pretty cool, man. We're kind of like, I'm about 2 hours from the beach and maybe about 2.5, 3 hours from the mountains. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Well, next time I go, I think we're going to make that a yearly trip now. So I'll be sure to have to look you up, and we'll have to hang out.
Yeah, man. Hit me up.
For sure. John Mangini lives in South Carolina. So I figure like that would be a cool place to get together. All of us try to hang out for a day or something. I'll have you buy my ticket to his collection. I'm like, hey, Scott's taking care of my ticket, so we go to your collection and view it. So he's paying the entry fee. So,
all right, guys. I got a jet.
All right, man. Take care.
All right.
Thanks for hanging out, Jeremy.
Yep. Peace, man.
All right, man. Peace out. Be good. Oh man, yeah. So I had heard this is a good one. Henry brought this up. Have you all met Caesar in person?
Yes.
Now, is he it's a question everybody gets. Is he as kind of wild and crazy in person as he is online, or is he like way more reserved?
Yes and no. So, yeah, I mean, he's crazy, but he's goofy and like he's walking around with a fanny pack with a belly button on it and stuff, and but at the same time, yeah, in person he is more reserved and I don't know if shy is the word, but
right.
He wasn't screaming Corey Seager.
Everywhere he went.
But I mean, I think the best way to describe it is like, I mean, Caesar's like a regular dude, you know, and he's gotten more regular in his videos over the time. Like, man, his videos used to be crazy, and he's kind of like sometimes slowed it down a little. But yeah, he's like just a regular guy, man. It's interesting, but he still is Pepino man. So
Right. Yeah, there's only one and only Pepino Man, that's for sure.
You know he's in the room. We'll just say that. You know he's nearby.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what was for you two who've been Dave, were you at the National in the past too? Have you been to one? So
08, 09, and 2011.
Okay, wow. So back in the olden days. Wow. So but you haven't been to one in the last few years, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So what is your general, I mean, I know for you, Dave, it might be a little bit different answer, but I know you other two have been to one a couple of years ago. Are the prices reasonable, you think? You can find good deals still there? Or is everything so expensive?
The National is a Victor Negron heaven because the stuff Victor's looking for all day long, every day, great prices. That's where the fun is to me. And you can find some real gem, you can find some really cool stuff if you're willing to look. And the higher end stuff is kind of like at any other show. It seems to be usually I think it's a little overpriced, but yeah, that's my take. The lower end, older inserts, all that stuff like I collect, and you can, man, have a blast. But and there's so much cool stuff to see. I mean, so many. What do you call the card that you want that you can never have?
Holy Grail.
Yeah, there's so many cool cards like that, and yeah.
Yeah, if you dig through like those value boxes and you take the time, you will find and unearth so much stuff. Because those dealers, if they sell one of those big cards, that's like their jackpot. But you bring 3-4 tables full of 4-row boxes that people can go through and pay couple bucks each. You're gonna make your show back on that, because even if you have stock back at like either in your truck or a trailer, you replenish that. People are coming back. And I remember in Cleveland in 2009, I spent like 3 hours at a guy's table just serpentining through these value boxes. By the time I was done, I'm like, I can't even stand without, like, I'm going to fall over. I've been looking at cards for so long that get me a chair quickly because my fat butt needs to sit down. But I mean, I had like a $200 stack that was like a foot-long sandwich. I mean, that found so much stuff. So, but you're not going to find what I found then too, because I mean, Jose Canseco rated rookies were like $1. I mean, I'd love to find those all day long for $1. I'd swipe them all up. But
I know.
You take the time, you'll find a ton of stuff.
That's awesome. That's good to know, because I'm not that low end collector kind of guy. I like to try to get that good deals and try to find some of those, like you said, hidden gems and all that. And I don't know. I know some people think quality over quantity. And I understand that argument. And I guess if you have a specific card you're looking for, I get it. But if you're a player collector like me, that's like one of the opportunities you're never going to get. Like you're saying, there's like tonnage that you're never going to probably see that kind of cards again in that reasonably priced area. That it sounds like it never ends. So
it's like you find maybe like an Ichiro Topps Chrome, like whatever 07 blue refractor. Let's say it's $10. That's quality, and you can buy several different variations of that type of card without spending $2-3 grand. And just, I mean, those $2-3 grand cards, they're great. You like, again, like a lot of us, those lower end, but it has an eye appeal or it has a story behind it. So, I mean, though you find a lot of that stuff, and I mean, the videos afterwards, that's what I've always looked forward to. I mean, somebody goes and it's like a 2-row box of stuff and they didn't spend more than like $20 on a card. It's a 30-minute video. I'm watching every second because that person took the time to put that stuff together.
Right.
I'll say too, you know, at a card show or the National or anywhere, my struggle is like I'm very specific in what I'm looking for. Dude, I collect football cards and it's Cowboys. So if I'm looking in display cases, there's not a lot in those display cases that I'm interested in. So baseball, you know, it's a totally different experience for a baseball collector at National than for me that's looking for something so specific.
Oh, that is true. I didn't even think about that, but you're very, yeah. So is the National like baseball card heavy more than anything else?
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah,
now,
there's plenty of everything, but it is, I would say, baseball heavy.
Bob, are you going to go, if you're able to make it this year, you're going to take your Tom Brady and sell it and become like the richest man in the world?
No, I won't be selling that this year. I might
even
take
if he
my
wins the world,
Jordan
even if he
and get
wins
it
the
graded,
Super
though.
Bowl?
What?
What about if he wins the Super Bowl?
He won't. He won't.
Nah, I gotta I'll hold out for Hall of Fame induction at this point. You know, I've come this far.
Right.
But yeah, I might take my Jordan and get that graded because I'm not real excited about sending that through the mail.
Is that a rookie card you have?
It is.
Man, I wish you would have told me when I was at your house last time. I would have taken it.
Was your Pearson rookie?
I thought that was Michael Jordan.
70. Yep. Stall back.
That's a chance for you. Hey, wait. Oh yeah, I got one.
OJ.
OJ.
I finally got OJ, and you can't. Yeah, there's Cliff Harris.
Yeah.
These are all really. This is one of the. I had a 78 set and and this 75 Topps football set, and they're all really sharp. I got the Lynn Swan graded from it, and it came back in 8. And I'm just looking at some of them. I mean, the centering's real good on them, so I don't know. Maybe a couple of them will, like that Pearson looks. I mean, it's got to be at least an 8 too, man. It really does. We'll see.
I've got a raw Pearson, and I think maybe it's an 8. I picked up a Dorsett rookie.
See you later, Jesse. Take care, man. Thanks for hanging out.
78 Dorsett rookie at the National in Chicago. I paid $20 for it, and I sent it off, and it came back an 8. And
wow.
Yeah, I was over the moon, man. Cause
wow.
Yeah, an 8 Dorsett rookie now is like, I don't know, 300, 350, I think, and that's not something I would probably buy. So for $30 investment, I was pretty happy.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Centered and clean, man.
So, is there any Cowboys cards you will sell, Scott, or you won't sell any of your Cowboys cards?
Yeah, I mean, I might sell some doubles or something. I think I have. Like, I've sold like some Cowboy lots, like just extra stuff I had, and a lot of it. Sterling's in here right now. I got a stack of Emmets that are dupes for me, but they're pretty cool. He collects Emmet that I was just going to send to him, and I don't sell a whole lot of Cowboys.
Man, no matter how well or how well they do from year to year, Cowboys have such a huge market.
Look at this card. Look at this Grant Hill card right here.
Oh man, do you remember back in the 90s those glamour shots? Remember that, guys? Yeah, that was like a glamour shot, like it was, that was like the 1992 Bowman version.
Like before the players got like placed on, I don't know, like why I forget why they couldn't like put like Golden State on this, like Chris Webber. They got it's like written down here, but the jersey. I mean, I guess it's because he hadn't played.
I think that's
yet.
his college uniform.
So they couldn't put Michigan. All right.
Michigan.
Yeah, I was going through an Upper Deck set the other day, and it was like that too, with all the college uniforms blurred out.
Yeah, like, well, that's Jason Kidd.
I think Classic had the rights to the college stuff. Then.
Oh, all right.
Are those tall boys?
Yeah, they're tall boys. I finally got my hands on like some. I think I was keeping these in a cigar box for like 20 years until I could finally get a pack of like tall boy top loaders.
Oh man. Uh-oh. Scott's getting serious. I hear it. He's like,
I heard the box.
I'll show
like, you got your OJ, we'll watch this.
I'll show some non-football stuff, believe it or not.
Oh.
So I do, and a lot of people probably know this, but I do have I'm a San Francisco Giants fan, and I have a little side PC of Willie Mays. So there's a 61.
Nice.
That's a 5. I don't know if I'll ever get back on this, but there's a 60.
That's awesome, dude.
59.
That's the 60 All-Star.
Oh yeah.
Since you just
nice.
said 60.
Dustin Abraham. I don't know if he's in here. He was in here earlier.
He was earlier.
Dustin sent me that.
Man, Dustin must really like you. He don't like me that much.
57.
He's just paying it forward. Dustin's had some pretty stuff sent to him before.
Yeah, he also won like every auction or every what do you call that? Every giveaway for like a year. It felt like in a row.
Well, he won. He did win. I think he won this one. I forget from who, but he did win that. And then that one was given to me too. This one is a 54.
54 Bowman. Man, that one's nice.
I do got a little baseball.
Well, you got the right player to pick if you're talking about the San Francisco Giants.
He's showing 54 Bowman Willie Mays, and I'm holding a 94 playoff Isaac Bruce rookie.
Well, he also showed a picture of himself on a card, I think. Was that top 206 or 205?
Yeah, I guess we're the T206.
I got mine.
Yeah. Though, man, I think you all should put that on as a one of one on eBay. Are you going to watch your Steelers play this weekend, Bob?
Yeah, Buffalo should be a good game.
Yeah, since they got beat by Washington.
Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah,
I liked the week before with the drops. A reporter asked Tomlin what he attributed all the drops to, and he said, "I attribute the drops to us sucking."
Yeah,
I love that.
What about your Cowboys? You going to watch them this weekend?
Nope.
No, are they not playing?
No, they play.
He's off of them.
No, I'm not. But I'm not going to torture myself. So, believe me, I am 100% a supporter and a fan. But yeah, I'll do something else. I'll go have some fun with my kid or something. And I get so angry, dude, that it's no need in me watching. I've been around long enough. Seasons like this, I checked out weeks ago.
Probably for the best.
I follow them. I know what's going on, but I feel like Dallas should just sit all their starters and just play like all the rookies, and so everybody just keeps getting hurt.
What about you, Victor, don't you have a football team you follow?
Yeah, they're in first place somehow.
Oh, the Giants. That's right.
Yeah, New York Giants, right?
Least.
I've watched most of their games this year. They're really not that good, but the division is terrible. So somebody's got to win it.
I hope Dallas can knock them out of the playoffs last week or what. I think we play y'all like week 17 or something.
Like I was looking at the next 4 games, and it's possible they could lose all 4. Like it's crazy how this division is going this year. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, the Giants and the Redskins football team they both seem like to me like they're coming around a little bit. So Washington, that defense, man, they could be good.
Yeah, the Giants defense is playing really good, but offensively, I'm still a little worried. You know, Jones keeps fumbling and guys keep getting hurt. I think that's what's gonna kill them in the end.
That's the other thing that's hard about collecting is, man, I'm so invested in like Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, and you have a year like this, I don't even know if they're going to be back next year. And then if they don't come back, I spent 3 or 4 years collecting these guys, and then they're gone, and they left no real legacy. They never won anything. It's like, yep, I just got, which I don't know. Like Romo, I feel different because he never really won anything either, but he was lovable and he was around for a long time. But
yeah, that's like Patrick Ewing here.
Yeah, I mean, Ewing. I mean, but he's a Hall of Famer at least.
But yeah, like here, the Giants, like here locally, I don't know if it's getting around, but people are talking like, will Saquon even be back with the Giants? And I'm like, I want to get like his card still, but I'm like, should I even go after like his autographs? They're like all in the triple digits, and he might not even be here.
Yeah, it's tough, man. When I was a kid, like Danny White and Dorsett, and those guys played forever, man, and it's just not like that anymore.
Is it because you think the teams aren't willing to invest in seeing them like work through like anything, or is it just nowadays the people come and get their payday and they get out?
That's like a whole nother topic here, because I feel like a lot of sports franchises are getting like really cheap lately. Like a lot of people are getting rid of like their franchise players just because they don't want to pay them. Like that never would happen like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it seems like once a player gets so expensive that they're like, "Yep, we can't pay them," and they move on. And even you look at all this. Well, look at the Patriots. I don't think they really paid anyone a whole ton of money, did they? Even Brady. They did it on the cheap.
Like I'm not even obviously not a Patriots fan, but I would have let him play until he wanted to keep playing, like another 5 years, whatever. Like after what he did, there's no way you could ever let him wear another uniform. Like, but that's what I'm talking about. Like a lot of franchises just don't care anymore. They're just like, well, it's too much, let him go. Like look at the Red Sox with Mookie Betts. How can you not keep him? Like it's just crazy how people are just they're ready to cut players off like after they get to the free agency.
Yeah, ground Chuck up in here.
I know Kyle over here talking about the greatest punter in the history of Cowboys history right there.
The ultimate weapon, the quarterback punter.
The ultimate weapon. So what about you, Dave? Are you a football fan at all? And if so, who's your team?
Chargers. They're shitty. They are just bad.
Got a good quarterback.
I like how you just said it so matter-of-factly. Just like, Chargers, they're shitty.
Yeah, they could be good pretty soon.
I'm happy with Herbert because at the beginning of the year, I was super on the fence. I'm like the last 2 quarterbacks that have been big Oregon guys, Harrington and Mariota, they haven't amounted to hill of beans. So I'm just like, do we have another one? And along the line, bad quarterbacks for San Diego, or is it going to be dramatic like Phillips Rivers was? And so far, he's been pretty good. I'm very happy that
he looks really good.
Like everyone else, they need line help, and if Derwin James would have been healthy this year, that would have been a big uptick for them. But he got hurt right away. So I don't know. They'll have a top 5 pick next year. I think there's a lineman from Oregon. If they can get him, that opted out this year. That I don't even know his name, but I know he's supposed to be like a top 2, top 3 pick. If like Lawrence doesn't come out, or what's his name for Ohio State, their quarterback. If they didn't come out, he'd probably be the number 1 pick. So it's like, well, let's hope they get him because their line's been at Civ for 30 years since I've followed them. So
you want to see a hyped card? Wait until Trevor Lawrence cards are.
It's going to be nuts with him. It's going to be the Zion effect.
Yep. Everybody's going to be wanting to get the Jets or wherever he goes.
Box of Prism next year will be like $2,000.
Yeah.
Box the pack will be $2,000.
Yeah. Phillip Rivers has actually been doing pretty good for the Colts. I was surprised.
I didn't mind him, but his attitude on the field, if like something happened that didn't go his way, I mean, he'd literally throw a tantrum every time. I'm like, dude, 90% of this is on you.
Right.
You have a wet spaghetti noodle as an arm. You're not going to throw deep just because you underthrew it by 30 yards.
Yeah. So he went to NC State, which is here in Raleigh. And he was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's always been a hothead. You know, he doesn't cuss or anything, but he's always chewing somebody out. And little side note, Jason, somebody else I side PC because he went to my high school and he went to NC State is Nyheim Hines. For the
who?
Nyheim Hines, running back.
Nyheim Hines, okay. Where does he play, or where did he play?
He played at NC State where Phillip Rivers went to school, and he played at my high school too. So
did you play with him?
No. He's probably like 23 or something. I watched him play. I went to some high school games and saw him play.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, okay. I thought you meant you were the same.
Jason can only fake a football conversation for so long.
Well, no, I thought you meant like you all went to school at the same time. I didn't know what the age difference was. So
no, I'm easily in my late 20s. So yeah.
Okay, nice. I didn't think you looked a day over 27. So
hey, yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, you're a baseball guy, right, man? What's up? You talking all this football?
I know, but hey, let the conversation go. It doesn't have to be about me. Like, I'm a loser anyways. So
that's how you know you're on a good date, when the person doesn't focus on themselves the whole time.
Yeah. See, I learned something in all these years of dating. I'm like, no, let's talk about you. It's all about you.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's how he got me. That's how he won you. Of course, he didn't know how much I like talking about myself, though.
Right.
So I do that with everybody.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. That is indeed.
But I'm gonna dip away, you guys. I gotta work I'm gonna be up at 3:45 in the morning, so that's gonna be.
Oh, jeez. All right, man, Dave. Well, thanks for popping on, dude.
Absolutely.
Later, Dave.
You guys take care.
It was awesome. Take care, brother. A good one.
How long have you been on, Jay?
Are you able to go, Vic? Are you able to work, Victor, from your home, or do you have to go to work, or how's it in New York for you?
I still have to go to work, but I can't go in as often as I used to. Like, thankfully, they haven't completely got rid of me, which happened to a lot of people that I know. But still, it's been a hit this year, definitely.
What about you, Scott? Are you able to continue to work the way you normally have done, or how's things different for you, man?
Essential, man.
Essential.
Yeah, my world has been dominated by COVID and planning for COVID and figuring out what we're going to do ever since it started. It's been 24/7. I text my wife today, and like, it's weird, you know, like if you have to deal with it every day, like I'm pretty much burnt out from because it's like the same thing over and over and over.
Oh.
We
So
plan,
like Groundhog Day.
you plan. Something changes, you change your plan, and I'm so burnt out. But I am blessed, like Victor said. I'm super happy to still be employed, and my wife and I both are, still doing our thing. She's working from home 100%, so happy that she can do that.
What about you, Bob? How's life treating you?
No, life's good. Did you see those guys in Staten Island that something happened in Staten Island? Did you see that, Victor? Like, there's something about a restaurant and a dude like was running from the cop, and they think he got ambushed, but like that's not the point of it. What was, they were open and like they were like calling out the mayor or the governor or whatever, but like these dudes were straight up like gangsters from Staten Island. Like there was one, he was like a community activist, Mr. Tobacco, and then it's like
I don't even know which story you're talking about, because we have a story like that like every day here.
There's like it's the most recent one. I just never seen. I don't watch much news, and I don't know.
But we consider Staten Island like a whole nother world here. Like they're barely
Really?
part of New York. Like
Wasn't there a movie where they like?
You said?
Wasn't there a movie, Jason, where they like closed off one of the like Staten Island or something, and they built all those walls around it and turned it into a jail or something like that?
I'm sure there is. Yeah, like isn't it? It's
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York. Escape from New York. Yeah, John Carpenter and Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, yeah.
Doesn't he? He has to save the president, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't feel like Kurt Russell would save this president though. I don't think he would save him. So, but yeah, that I think it is true. Well, every time, if you do think about it, I don't know if you all know, but there's like this like ongoing joke about like the Florida man. Like there's always something going on in Florida. If you like type in Florida man, there's like a news article about some crazy thing happening in Florida with some dude like every day. But like I feel like with the whole Corona thing, you have so many personalities in New York. Like there's always a story about somebody in New York like losing their mind on somebody. they're like over it.
Like yeah, even before all this stuff, it was like that, but now it's just like doubled.
Yeah, it's amplified. Yeah,
that's why we need cards and video games and movies and
right.
Oh, man, whatever it is that trips your trigger, we gotta have it.
I know. I'm gonna end up buying. I can't believe I'm gonna do this, but I think I'm going to. I'm gonna buy Disney Plus, and I'm just gonna go down the rabbit hole of Marvel and Star Wars. And as long as I have that, I'll never leave my house again. I'll be like super albino. I'll get pasty white. I'll get red eyes. I'll never leave my house.
I tell you what, people are probably going to make fun of me, but last weekend on Netflix, I watched it was one of those limited Netflix series with 7 episodes. It was The Queen's Gambit, and it's about this girl chess player. And when I saw the preview, I'm like, there's no way I'm watching this. But
I saw a piece of the beginning of that.
It was really good. Now, you might watch it and think Scott's an idiot, but I so.
No, it looked like
I like stuff like that. If it's a documentary, is it a documentary? Or is it like a?
No, it's like a series, mini series.
Yeah, okay. I think it's a documentary. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. It might be based on some truth. I don't know, but yeah, it's just a mini series or something.
I've just been watching like old series that I didn't see before that people are always raving about. Like, has anybody seen The Wire?
Oh yeah,
I heard The Wire was really good.
I started watching that. That's really good.
I need to watch
that.
I'm
a huge Wire fan.
I'm on like season 4, I think.
Omar coming, yo.
Dude,
Omar coming, yo. Yeah.
I had never watched The Office, and one day my wife's like looking and watching like The Office starting on like season 1, and I'm like, what is this? And I started watching, and Steve Carell, is that his name?
Yeah.
He's a horrible boss. But
yeah,
I don't know. It was
Horrible
hilarious.
person.
Me, I'd never seen it before.
man, The Office is so hilarious. Like I literally laugh at almost everything that goes on in there. Arrested Development's also up there for me.
Yeah.
Like I like those type of just like over the top ridiculousness. I enjoy that more than your traditional like American comedy, like sitcom kind of thing. I don't know, but I really do enjoy those type of movies, TV shows. But if you want to see a good if you all have Amazon Prime, anybody have there's a movie called Final Score. It has Dave Bautista and Ray Stevenson and the guy who played James Bond. Oh shoot.
Sean
I know. Not Sean Connery. No, it's the one Pierce Brosnan. And it's a great action movie. Like I've never heard anyone talk about it. I stumbled upon it recently for my podcast I do with my buddy John, and he recommended us watch this for our podcast. I'm like, sure, let's watch it. I had zero expectations going into it, but I'm like, I like Dave Bautista. I think he's a pretty fun wrestler / actor. I enjoy it.
I booed the hell out of Batista at a wrestling event once. I think he saw me because he smirked, but I was like the only guy booing him in the whole arena. I remember some little kids were looking at me like, "Why are you booing him? He's the good guy."
That's my like screw Batista like that.
But I've never seen any movies.
It's called Final Score, and it's really good. I highly recommend people check it out. It's like an hour and a half. I mean, it's a throwback to 80s action movies. So if you like 80s action movies, like thin plot, like a plot you've seen a million times, like if you think of the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Sudden Death or Die Hard, it's the exact same plot basically. But it's Dave Bautista. It's a really good.
I'll check it out tomorrow night. If it sucks,
check it out. Let me know what you think.
Yeah,
if it sucks, I'm gonna make a YouTube video.
Right.
So, oh my gosh, dude. What did you say, Bob?
Now, as I say, the YouTube video not on the movie. It's more on you recommending the movie and it actually sucking.
Yeah. And then Scott buries me in his video. He's like, Jason, never listen to a recommendation by Jason again because he obviously doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Well, I do know you're a movie buff. So
yeah,
I've watched more of your videos than you probably know. So yours.
Well, you probably like the new and approved Jason, where I don't get all political and crazy acting like I have been in the past. Almost the only time I ever comment on your videos is when I disagree with you. I figure as much.
And I think that's kind of just the way the world is now. It's like,
and it always starts. Well, I gotta chime in on this one.
Right. Well, I always know, obviously, when you put stuff out there like that, you're gonna expect pushback, or else, why would you do that? Because you have to be prepared for that. So But like I said, you all probably don't know this, but Bob knows. I always got to call Bob like once a week and go, "Hey, Bob, I'm thinking about this. Should I do it?" And Bob's like, "I don't know, Jason." He has to talk me off the cliff.
I'd say 85% of the time, I'll just maybe offer a different way to look at it.
Right.
Hey, you got to be able to talk about stuff, So
yeah.
Oh,
sure.
Got to be able to talk. We're never going to agree on everything, and I think that I'm not trying to steer this tonight into a political thing or whatever, but man, that's what's so much of everybody. It's like if we don't agree, like we have to eat each other or whatever, and it's everyone knows it, but it's like it just sucks, man.
Yeah. For sure, man. I mean, like I said, it's always nice. I don't know where the change has happened over the years from being able to agree to disagree to turn into I have to hate you because we don't feel the same way about things. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's unfortunate, but it's permeated for years. And, I'm trying to take, for me personally, I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to move away from that. I mean, now I try to be like tongue in cheek or a little bit more like laughing, like joking about it, not be like literally like an a-hole. Like that's my my default. I'm trying to do better with that. So
yeah, but, I'm definitely a default a-hole myself. So
right. So, but yeah, for sure. Now I did want to ask also Victor this situation. So if you're able to get like New York gets back to somewhat normalcy, I had heard there are card shops in and around the city, but there's just none in Brooklyn. Is that my understanding? Is that what you're saying?
Well, there's probably some like in the heart of New York City, but if you go there, you're gonna overpay for everything. Like all the packs are gonna be overpriced. Every single's gonna be overpriced. So I've always stayed away from places like that. Like the ones I liked were like the ones close to me, which were like, it was like Scott was saying earlier, like it was collectors like us owning a shop. But unfortunately, what happens to places like that is they end up tanking because they don't get enough customers in there. So the one that was closest to me closed down a few years ago. And again, like I said, there's probably some that I don't know of that are like really far away, but it's not even worth it to try and track those down because you got online card shops now.
Do you ever go to Red Bank and hang out with Kevin Smith at the Secret Stash?
No, that's totally different. See, you're confusing it again. That's like so far away.
What about Kevin Miller?
I didn't realize Red Bank was that far from you.
What about Kevin Miller? New York Giants, New York Mets.
Yeah, I invited him to some of the card shows a few times, but he couldn't make it. But he used to go to some shops downtown that he used to talk about, but he said those closed down too. So it's been the same problem.
Man, I would think New York would be like brimming with card shops, because of so many sports teams there.
I mean, growing up, there were a ton of them. Like that's how I got into the hobby. There was cards everywhere, but they've just kind of vanished. Now you really got to search for them.
Wow, that is crazy. So, whenever you go to like the Walmart or Target, are they all completely sold out like everywhere else in the world?
Well, yeah, the Target close to me is terrible. Like even before COVID and all that, they hardly ever had retail there. Like it was a score whenever I would find something, but now obviously, like everywhere else, they don't have anything.
I don't even look anymore. Like I really don't.
I don't even go anymore.
Right.
The thing is, like the Walmart near here, where the cards used to be, they still have a bunch of Pokemon stuff, and I never see any semblance of sports cards for weeks. And then I'll just get lucky one day, and I'll go in there in the morning, and I'll see like a box, the old box that used to have all the other boxes in it. I know that they're there at some point. I just never see them. But I think
I see all the display boxes. Yep.
Yeah, and then I see a tumbleweed rolling through. Yeah. Well, I think I told you, Bob. Like I had, obviously I would go to Meijer or whatever close to my house, and I had never seen anything like you all talked about forever. And because where I was in the toy section, and I collect like Pops and other like action figures, like AEW collect, action figures and stuff. So they have the cards back there too. And then all of a sudden, I told Bob, I sent him a picture or something. Out of all these times I went, they actually had wax that I couldn't believe it. So, but I didn't buy anything because I'm not buying modern day wax. But Bob never got back with me. He must have been busy that day because the one time I saw wax, after everybody said they couldn't find any, I was like, "Hey Bob, I got wax here. Do you want me to get anything?" And he was never responded. I'm like, "That was it." And then I went back the next day. Everything was gone. It was all gone. So
yeah, it was probably gone an hour later.
Yeah. Actually, there was a guy there looking it over. Like you could tell he was probably thinking, should I grab all this in front of me and put it into a cart and then me like go off on him? And he was probably contemplating it because I could tell he was kind of like looking through all the boxes, trying to see like what all's there. Like I could see he's probably counting in his mind all the money he was trying to spend. And I just walked away. I was like, I ain't buying any of it. So
you're lucky he didn't elbow you to get out of there.
Yeah. then you would see that old Jason come back up because I would drop it. I would do a DDT right there on him on the floor. Exactly. I do one of these, like whip it around like, Jake the Snake, like that. Oh, Nats man, Bob Lewis Esquire. Somebody's been around a while. Very few people know that I call you that back in the day.
Danner is the man.
That's another movie. You seen the movie? I don't remember the name of it, where the kid fights Jake the Snake at the end of the movie.
What?
No, but it sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, right. I want to see it now.
Well, I want to watch this. Yeah, well, hold on, wait, what? Jake the Snake is in a riot fight with somebody in a movie? It's not Ready to Rumble, is it?
Do your thing for a second. I'm gonna find it for you.
Hey, Victor, did you hear that Zeus died today? Tiny Lou Lester. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think it was like 62.
Yeah, they said he found him in his apartment, face down, like unconscious, and he was like filming a movie in, I guess, Los Angeles. And
is that No Holds Barred?
Yeah, No Holds Barred. Yeah, when Hulk Hogan brought the whole rip 'em back in the day.
Some people know more from Friday.
Yeah, was it Debo?
Oh yeah.
Macho.
I also thought about him from The Fifth Element. He was great in The Fifth Element. So, but yeah.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh, he's in a Peanut Butter Falcon? Isn't that have like Shia LaBeouf in it or something?
Yes.
Huh. I have to go check that. I didn't know Jason Snake Roberts was in that. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely checking that out now.
It's at the very end, but he is in it.
Oh my gosh. I watch Jason Snake every Wednesday night or Thursday night on AEW. It's like seriously like a blast from the past. He says so much crazy crap. Like I think he literally walks to the ring and just on the fly comes up with something. Because it feels like he just says like ludicrous stuff. I mean, if you saw last week's episode, he was like, doves sometimes fly sideways in the thunderstorms. But also sometimes you need a pitching wedge to get out of the rough. And Lance Archer will destroy you. And it's like, what happened? What are you talking about? Like he just said, he comes up with like crazy stuff. And I'm like, what? I don't know, man. So you harassed Batista back in the day. Have you ever went to any wrestling matches, Bob or Scott, growing up? Do you ever see any live wrestling back in the day?
I did. We used to have there's a place here in Raleigh called the Dorton Arena, and it's this small, oddly shaped arena. But we used to, and I don't remember what the wrestling was called. It might have been NWO or something, but that was Jake the Snake Roberts, Jimmy Valentine, oh man,
what was the North Carolina promotion? Was that AWA?
I can't remember. The Kabuki, the guy that blew like the green smoke.
Oh, the Kabuki War, yeah.
Kabuki, Jimmy Valiant, Ricky Steamboat, those guys. Wahoo McDaniel.
Ric Flair, was he there?
Ric Flair, yeah, I saw those guys.
Woo!
But I liked the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant was my.
Oh yeah, the Boogie Woogie Man. That's right. I forgot all about him. Holy smokes!
Like, he looked like ZZ Top or something.
Yes. Didn't he come in like dancing or something, or he did some kind of like shake? I can't remember. Like he did something like weird. He had a long beard.
I had a poster of him, like, that I think I got from a match, and he really was probably not in very good shape, but
no,
at the time it seemed appropriate. Dusty Rhodes.
Oh yeah. Dusty Rhodes was such a great was so great on the mic, man.
Yeah,
that was awesome. What about you, Bob? Was there any wrestling in West Virginia that you caught or anything?
No, but we had a tough man contest every year.
Was Bob Lewis Senior in that?
No, they were like 3-round boxing matches of like local guys.
You're from West Virginia?
Uh-huh.
I have seen something in West Virginia that I've never seen anywhere else. I'll say that, but I cannot say what it. I don't think it's appropriate if I share what it was. So.
Well, it was probably below the Mason-Dixon line, which is where I don't even go down there.
It was in a strip club. It was in a strip club in West Virginia.
You never know.
We describe it here as pretty impressive. Pretty good stuff.
I thought you were talking about Tudor's Biscuit World. I was getting excited, but I'm like, oh, never mind. I don't know about that. Man. Oh, my gosh.
But no, there was I think there was a Wheeling Civic Center that would have some wrestling, I think. My dad he took me to like that Western PA is big for like high school athletic, like wrestling and college, and you know what I mean? So like he would take me to like there was a tournament where it was the Pennsylvania high school state champs of every weight class versus like the rest of the country.
Really?
And we would, yeah. So we would go to things like that, or we would do the monster trucks. We would go hit the drag.
Gravedigger.
Yeah, for sure.
Bigfoot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went a couple times.
Tractor pull.
Tractor pull.
We did that too. We had a dirt track here with the mud stuff. Like they would just try to make it through like this mud pit, and all that stuff was cool.
It was so loud, and like I was screaming one time. My dad was like, my hands were over his hands were over my hands, and then like, and he was like, but nobody was covering his ears at that point, so it was pretty bad. Yeah, I don't think we did.
See you later, Sterling. Take care, buddy.
Hey, Nats man 72. Well, I didn't realize they had a card show this weekend at the fairgrounds. Typically, yes, that is a good card show to go to. So, yeah, I'll be there. I might have to go to the card show tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Well, make sure you buy me some stuff while you're there. I'll send you some money.
What are you looking for? Reds?
No, probably mostly Ichiro, of course. Any of the Japanese guys. So.
No Chinese guys.
No Chinese guys. No Korean. No Taiwanese.
Jimmy Guns.
We got Jimmy Guns. Jimmy, you should jump in on this, dude. I got the John Cena. Can't see me now, homie. And you got Benji right here.
Man, Jimmy, I apologize, man. I wanted to get this to you before you did your big giveaway that y'all did a couple weekends ago, and I didn't get it out to you, but still get it to you soon.
That happens to me too. I have like a dozen stacks over there of stuff that I want to send out, and I just don't feel like going to the post office.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for your care package, Victor, from 3 years ago.
You know, I always have stuff for you. You're easy. But some people in this community, they're like really tough to send stuff to because they're like so specific with what they collect. But you're like one of the easiest guys because you collect like different teams and so many different Japanese players.
Right. And probably most people are like grateful. They're like, God, I can get all these Asian guys out of my collection. I don't want them. I'm like, they're like, or else this is going to my fire pit.
Really cool like 90s inserts and refractors. So it's fun finding stuff like that. But yeah, some people, they're like so specific with one player or just like high end stuff. And I can't find anything to send them.
Yeah, it's like a guy who only collects the Cowboys. It's just ridiculous. It's like you can't do nothing with that.
Cowboys are easy too because they're in everything.
I love I love 90s stuff, and Victor's easy too, man.
I got a bunch of cowboy stuff if you want it, dude. I got a lot about a year ago from a Facebook marketplace, and there was a ton of football cards from like 2000, mostly probably 2015, I would say. So you're welcome to it if you want them.
I'll never turn anything away.
I mean, it could be $1,000 card sitting in there or a 5-cent card. I have no idea.
Scott did a video on. I remember you did a video on like just even getting a PWE in the mail and like what that means. You know, just the little things like that. So, and I know 4Leaf usually sends out a bunch of. And I got a Christmas card from him, like, and he sends out one card. You know.
I just got this postcard from Henry S. No cards or anything, just a postcard, but it was cool to get something from him.
Right, exactly.
Had a nice little note on the back.
I like when Henry S. sends me half-naked guys in thongs. That's my favorite stuff from Henry S.
I know when I first started on YouTube, it was like the care package thing was like, you know, everybody was trying to one-up everybody and like, oh, let's send the most impressive video care package. And for me, it's I mean, if I've got some stuff to send you, I will. But I like the PWE, man, because like we're all just friends and stuff. And if you pop a cool card and put a 50-cent stamp on it, and you know, if I get a card, it's just cool, you know, like so.
Yeah, I remember those days, Scott. Back around that time when you got into it, like every week, it was just like dozens of care package videos all the time.
Yeah.
Well. Dave Blue Jacket 66 broke the interwebs with the care package. No one's going to be able to compete with that. The care package he sent to Mike Baseball Collector was like 55 on card or on the sweet spot autographed baseballs, like from all Hall of Famers. So no one's coming back from that one. You can try your damnedest, but it ain't going to happen. So
yeah, it's. But yeah, I'll be on the lookout, man. If I'll pick you up some stuff. Let
me know. No, well, I mean, I'll send you the money. Like I got paid this week, and I was like on eBay looking today, like what can I blow my money on? So
I spend half my time at card shows looking for that's what happens. I end up just looking for other people because there's just not a lot of Cowboys stuff, and you're like, oh man, Victor would like this Patrick Ewing 10-cent card here, and you know, it becomes like looking for other folks.
Yeah, I always enjoy it. I mean, like obviously Victor. Sometimes I'll send Victor a message from eBay. Something I'll be looking at something else, and it'll be a Bernie Williams will pop up, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of a unique looking card. I haven't seen this one before. I'll send it to Victor. You know, and maybe he needs it, maybe he doesn't, whatever. But it's like, hey, you know, like you said, if I could try to help somebody out, you know, it's awesome. I mean, all this is a text. It's not like I'm blowing up his phone with like 50 different Bernie Williams cards. It's like once in a while, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. So I always appreciate when somebody does that for me. So, and I may or may not be interested. I may not be able to buy it, but if I can, I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know what's gotten really bad is I started using, I didn't start, like a couple of years ago, I started using the eBay save search feature. And my phone's always blowing up with emails for all these different searches I have. And it's so tempting. Like, you're like, I'm not going to spend anything this week. Then they send you like 12 emails of stuff.
You're like, okay, well, I'll do one.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're getting like 5 new cards that you didn't plan on getting.
Right. Oh, yeah, man. Sometimes, and I didn't know what you would call this, and then I heard Dave tell the community, like when he would go to like REA or whatever, he would do all these like placer bids just to put just so it'll pop up that you bid on it, and then you know you're probably gonna get outbid, but at least it gives you a heads up, like, hey, you've been outbid, so you can go back and look and see if you really want it. I'll do that with a bunch of stuff on eBay, which is dangerous because I'll do like with 20 or 30 things. And then all of a sudden I end up winning them. And I'm like, oh, God, I put way too many bids on this stuff and I won them all. So I got to be really careful. Sometimes I shot myself in the foot by doing all these placer bids. I've done that
plenty of times.
Yeah.
Hey, so
yeah. Oh, man, dude. Man, you don't even want to know, man. It was awful, dude. I can't even deal with it, brother. My son's basketball. I don't even want to say coach. Oh my gosh, it's like it's sadder than a. It's so sad. It's sadder than a Japanese man crying. It's that sad. Like it's just awful. Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't want to bore everybody to death with that, but the short of it is, it was awful. Yeah.
You gotta call Bob about that one.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I don't gotta call Bob on that one because it's in real life. My son will be affected directly if I snap on the coach. So I just keep my mouth shut and just huff and puff and say stuff underneath my breath, and that's about all I can do because, you know, I live in a small town and I don't want him to deal with the fallout. So, but yeah, it's a nightmare, dude. So, what happens? What's up?
There is a card show tomorrow. I didn't know that, and that's a problem.
How far is it from your house?
Oh, about 10 minutes.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I don't really have any card show money right now. But,
you're like, I will after I sell this card tonight, though.
Time for a quick fire sale.
Yeah.
I do, but I don't really need to spend it at the show. But I might have to go out for a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, hey, sweetheart, I'm gonna go out and get some eggs and milk. I'll be back. And then like 4 hours later, you come back with like all these cards.
Wow, look what they had at the grocery store.
I can't believe they had this Emmitt Smith, relic autograph card. It was unbelievable.
Back in the day here, they used to have, which I loved, like in the malls, they used to have the card show, just free card show, just a bunch of tables set up. That was the best because you would go like shopping for something. All of a sudden, there's like 50 card tables everywhere. I wish they would do that still. That was like the best way to get cards back then.
Yeah, they used to have dudes with tables at the mall here too. And
Indiana's the same. Yeah, they did the same thing here.
I mean, hell, you used to go buy packs of cards here in the gas station.
Yeah. I remember you could buy baseball cards in here in Indiana, like in drugstores, gas stations, like VHS shops. Like it just felt like almost anywhere there was like a retail option where you could buy it. So yeah, like my dad retired from Ford Motor Company. He worked at Ford, and everybody that had things fall off the back of trucks would show up to Ford because they knew these guys had money because they worked, for a car manufacturer. They know these guys had good money, and they would always come up on Fridays after work and park right outside of the gates. And then they would have things that they fell off the back of trucks and try to sell these dudes as they were leaving the parking lot. And my dad would come home with boxes of baseball cards and Nintendo games, seal never open. And I would always be like, Dad, where did you get this from? He's like, oh, just somebody at work came by and sold them. I'm like, huh? Like, you work with a bunch of automotive dudes, like making cars. Like, what? He's just like, well, just somebody sells them. And then as I got older, I realized that what he wasn't telling me as a kid that this stuff was falling off the back of trucks. And he was buying all this stuff up. I was like, oh my gosh. So that was a good old days.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. What I miss here? So there you go. That's what Jimmy has it. Jimmy has your plan for you, Scott, right there.
Yeah. We said we were going to do all of our Christmas shopping on Amazon.
Man, I was looking everywhere for I didn't realize this. This is probably just me being naive because I don't know. But obviously my son has the exact same name as the Luka Doncic basketball player. Same spelling, which is unusual. And so he really wanted one of his jerseys. And so, obviously I'm in Indiana. It's not Dallas. And even though he's a pretty popular player, he's not a LeBron James level player, at least as of right now in this area. And so having his jersey at like your local shops is just not realistic. So like I go all over the place trying to look for this Lucas jersey, and I can't find it anywhere. So then today they on the website on Kohl's, they were like, "Oh, we have Luka jerseys." So I was like, "I'm gonna go to the local Kohl's store," and I go there, and then like they have no NBA anything, and I'm like, "What in the world?" Like they tell you they have this stuff at the store. I drive all the way to the shop. They don't even have it there, so I end up going on eBay, and shockingly, I was able to find a cool practice jersey, not ever been used, still the tags for him for Christmas. But I was like, I don't even know. Like, what do you do in that situation? 'Cause I don't want to spend $100 on a kid's jersey. That's crazy.
Just be happy he didn't ask for a Luka rookie card.
I'd be like, son, I gotta sell some plasma for that, buddy. I can't afford that. Yeah, no way. Yeah, he doesn't even. Thank God he doesn't collect cards, so I dodged that bullet. So
I tried to get my son into it and like gave him some cards and stuff, and he's just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, your son's the same age as my son. I think isn't your son like 12 or 13?
He'll be 12 in January.
Right. Yeah, my son just turned 12, so I knew they were around the same age. So.
Yeah, my son pretty much his thing right now is Roblox.
Call of Duty.
That's his dad, man. I can't get off that Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah, we bought that for him for Christmas.
Yeah, he plays a lot of Roblox and Fortnite and a little bit of football.
Do you game at all, Victor? Do you have any game systems?
I do, but not that kind of stuff.
What do you do?
I'm more like the single player games. I don't do it. Like I used to play Destiny a few years ago.
Yeah,
it got so irritating because everybody just gets so upset over stupid shit. So I was just like, this is not for me. I'd rather just, like play a solo game that I could just like blame myself if something bad happens. I don't have to get into all these arguments with people.
I've always played Battlefield, and I always really enjoyed it because I thought here, bear with me, that it's more like a realistic thing or whatever. And I always thought Call of Duty was for like kids and like, oh, the Twitch and like you just play it so much that you're really good. But that Call of Duty Warzone, man, I started playing that. It's that battle royale. Like, I'm addicted to it, man. I play it I haven't played tonight, but I usually play it for a couple hours every night. It's kind of put my headphones on and that's just what I do for a couple hours. Razor.
Yeah, my son, he had, as you probably all know, like, they have their friends that they go to school with or they're friends within the town that we live in, and they go on and it's like it's like what we're doing right now, except it's online with their game and they just play, he plays Call of Duty, he plays whatever. Like there's a new Rocket League. That's something that's new that he told me about. Something like car. It's like soccer but with cars or something. So yeah, it's a whole thing.
We were talking about that earlier, Jimmy. What you just said about investing in a player, and next thing you know, gone.
Yeah. Is that player a football player he's talking about?
Yeah, he got traded.
Khalil Mack.
Jeez.
The cool thing about being a Yankee fan is if you buy a Yankee jersey, it doesn't have a name on it. So you have to wait till another player wears that number. That's what happened with Robinson Cano. I had a 24 jersey. I just waited till somebody else was wearing a 24.
You break. You're like, hey, look at this. I just dusted off. I'm ready to go. Like that.
That's why I collect Emmitt Smith, man, because even though he did become a Cardinal, but I mean, his legacy is cemented. Like, there's nothing anybody can do that is going to hurt me at this point collecting Emmitt Smith. But
so aside from Emmitt Smith, would it be Troy Aikman? Is he the only other like big name, like huge name as a Cowboys fan? Is there anybody else?
That's a loaded question.
Right.
Yeah, man. Cowboys have.
I don't hear you talk about Aikman much.
I don't talk about Aikman. I'm not a huge Aikman fan, but I mean, Cowboys have a ton of legendary players, that I collect. So yeah, I mean, ton of Hall of Famers and stuff. Roger,
I'm trying to think.
Dorsett.
I just know Joe Montana. That's it.
He plays for the 49ers.
Yeah, I didn't think he played for the Cowboys. Yeah,
Victor knows this one.
Oh yeah, I had a story once. I used to take those and stick them on the window, so I messed a bunch of them up. Like I had some of the good rookies from that set.
I got a Ray Allen in here somewhere.
See you, Jimmy.
See you, Jimmy. Thanks for hanging out, and Merry Christmas to you, brother. Hopefully you're good this year. You get what you want for Santa.
My only 2 Lucas.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, those better be my next care package.
There's a gold medallion Jordan, and there's
nice.
I like this year better.
That's sweet.
I like all those old gold medallions.
Yeah, those are cool.
This card was going at the height of that. This was like $100 base card. Raw.
Yeah.
Really, I had like 2 of those. I could have sold one.
At the height of
that stuff was crazy, man. Like metal, the metal cards and everything.
Yeah, the base cards.
Yeah.
Yep. I couldn't.
I was
believe
looking through my boxes. Like, man, let me find some Pippins or something in here.
I had already sold all my like graded Jordan stuff. Well, like the majority of it, and man, it sucks. I sold a lot of my Kobe stuff before I mean, it's terrible to like say that, but like, you know what I mean? Like I was selling anyways. Just the way the dice rolls sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes you win and.
Right, and I've had plenty of wins this year for sure.
I mean, I thought I was winning when I was selling like Mahomes cards for like $100 that I got in a $2 pack or something, and you know,
right.
A year and a half later, they're like,
I bought a Lamar Prism in a Myco auction for $4. So before Prism became what it is today.
Jeez. Now.
I bought a Daniel Jones rookie just to take a shot at it. Like I paid like $15 for it last year.
I don't think he'll ever be like a star, but hopefully he'll just be like that steady quarterback and let the defense go to work type of guy.
Yeah, you never know, man. Get a guy behind a decent line and you just never know. I mean, he's had signs. He's shown signs of it, right?
I think
it's like
a little bit.
Like
I'm more of a pessimist.
I mean, people dog him for like just. I actually never saw the play, but I know what like people dog him for like just falling in like open air or something like.
But I think didn't they say that during that run he was running faster than any player had ran in the league all year or something like that? Like they clocked him.
I didn't hear that. I don't know.
I never listened to stuff like that.
How does that happen? Here's the wait. There's a Manning Chrome rookie.
Oh yeah.
That's man, Bob has everything.
But like you're saying, man, like give him an offensive line, some weapons, a good defense. Like look at Tannehill. Like Tannehill plays in a big market. Like he's a super popular quarterback. But
I still have a Tannehill autograph that I pulled back in 2012, and for years I couldn't give it away for like $10.
Yeah. That was me with Carson Wentz rookie earlier this year. I had a PSA 10 optic. I couldn't sell it for $25. I couldn't give it away. And then for one, like there was Ed, I'm in a message group with him, and he just said like Wentz's market is up, and I ended up selling it for like $80 over the summer. And for what reason, I have no idea. Like when Ohtani, I think his market like went up for some reason. Probably some influencer like mentioned his name, and the numbers started to move. It's crazy.
That's Jason. He's a professional influencer.
I'm a professional influencer. I actually have a business card that says professional influencer.
He can't even spell influencer.
Zombie and
I know I can't. I can spell it PHILINGTON.
I tell you two guys that you can't sell, and I've tried, and you can't sell them to Steelers fans either. That's Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. I can't get that stuff.
No, you know what? I decided today I'm going to start collecting Heath Miller because, like, I think he's got a lot of nice cards, and they're probably pretty affordable. He's a tight end. Like, he's really like a local legend type of guy more than like a hobby guy. They said today, like, they were talking about receivers and how they're always open on every play. You know, like, throw me the ball, I was open. You know, and then you watch the film. And there was like two guys on him, you know what I mean? And then you ask Heath Miller, were you open? Nah, I was covered. And then he was wide open, like, you know what I mean? Like, he was the guy that never complained about the ball. He just always did. Put it this way, when a tight end today, 5+ years after he's retired, no matter who the tight end is, if they catch the ball, they still like chant Heath, like Heath, you know, throughout the stadium. So I think that's where I'm gonna go with that. I don't know.
Is he still playing?
No, but like, cause I was thinking maybe Polamalu, but his stuff's probably pretty pricey because he was kind of like, people liked him. I think outside of just Pittsburgh, you know.
That's another
reason. I think
reason.
most people just like his hair.
Well, his commercials are hilarious.
That's why I like collecting Nyheim Hines. You know, people aren't collecting him.
Right. I mean, that's a big reason why I collect Austin Meadows. He fits in that little niche for me too, you know. Yeah. He's a guy that's like fun to root for. He's a good player, good teammate, you know what I mean? He's not going to like you're not going to, I don't feel like invest in, he's like, injuries are his biggest bug. He's not going to be on the news for doing something stupid, I don't think, you know.
Yep.
Not yet. Is he going to be healthy for 2021?
So far, I've heard. I mean, he played in the series, so but I don't think he was at 100.
Right, I don't think he's 100%.
Some kind of oblique thing. I mean, I don't know how you swing a bat with an oblique injury. Novocaine, maybe.
The only thing I know is opaque, and that's a color, right? So, do you all think Lindor's going to be gone from the Cleveland?
Yeah, that's another guy. Like, why would Cleveland get rid of him? But I guess they can't pay him. But like, there's rumors that he might go to the Yankees. I really wouldn't even want the Yankees to get him. Like, I hate when the Yankees do that. They just go after every big name that's out there.
Yeah.
So you always hate the Yankees.
Even though that's your team, right?
No, but you go back to like the 90s teams, like they just made smart acquisitions, like getting a guy like Scott Brocious, he wasn't a star, or getting a guy like David Wells or even David Cohn, who had won a Cy Young, but you never heard him talked about like with Greg Maddux and Randy Johnson and those guys. There's got players that fit the team, but like the past 20 years or so, it's just like get any big star that's out there.
What's the first Yankees team that you really were in on?
Well, I told the story on the broadcast, which I don't think many people saw that, but it was the 95 team that lost to Seattle in the playoffs.
Okay.
Like that loss, I say, like made me more of a baseball fan than if they had won.
That
loss was like the first time I felt pain from watching a sports game. Like Game 5 when Griffey scored and he's smiling at the plate and they're piling up on him, I was just devastated. And I was just so angry that it made me pumped for the next season because I wanted the Yankees to get revenge. I wanted them to go all the way. And then they built such a good team for that 96 team. So I say 95, 96, that's what really like cemented my Yankee fandom.
Was 95 the strike year?
No, 94. 95, they came back. That was the first year of the wild card. So the Yankees won the first ever wild card. They won the first 2 games at home, then had to play 3 in Seattle, lost all 3. Game 5 in extra innings. They had to lead, and they blew it.
And so the next year they won the World Series.
Yeah, the next year. But the one down part about that was Mattingly wasn't there because he retired.
Yeah.
Patino, they had Cohn in 95. They brought him back, re-signed him, and they just built like a really solid team. Like They got Charlie Hayes midseason, who ended up being a really good pickup. They got Cecil Fielder midseason.
Well, Ruben Sierra?
No, Ruben Sierra got traded for Cecil because he was a pain in the ass back then. And then in 98, like I said, they got Broaches, who had hit like 215 the year before, but they thought he was a good glove, a good contact guy, so they got him. He ended up being tremendous. They got Knobloch, who was just a solid leadoff hitter. And yes, they would get guys like that weren't necessarily like top 5 best player in the world, but good players. But now it's like Stanton becomes available. It's like, we got to get him. Cole becomes available. We got to get him. Lindor's out there. We got to get him. I don't like that philosophy.
And it usually backfires.
Yeah, because they get eliminated in the first few rounds anyway.
And also, a lot of those other guys, they already have quite a few years on them, so there's a lot more issues with them a lot of times.
Like, you go back to 2017, that young team that they were building with just a few veterans sprinkled in, and they kept going with that philosophy, I think they probably would have won by now. But right away, they got greedy because they got close in 2017, and they saw that maybe one more move could get them there, and that's when they made the trade for Stanton, which was unnecessary. And then they just went back to that old philosophy of let's get stars.
I heard they're going to bring back Jeter.
But then their own guy, LeMahieu, they're stalling on signing him, but they're looking at guys like Lindor.
But is it Didi Gregorius coming back?
I doubt it. Like, where are you going to put him?
Right.
I would love it. I hate it when they let him go, but they have kind of a logjam in the infield with Gio Urshela, who came out of nowhere. See, Gio Urshela, that was a pickup I like. That was a guy they picked up out of the scrap heap. Turned out to be a good player. And then they had Gleyber at short, which I didn't like. I felt they should have kept him at second. But it looks like he's going to have to stay there for now, especially if they do bring LeMahieu back. So where would you put Didi?
All right. I like Didi. He's a good ball player.
I know everybody thinks I hate Stanton because I'm always talking shit about him, but it's just like he doesn't fit. They had no need for him. Like
he's like your Batista for the Yankees.
I really dislike Batista. I don't dislike Stanton. I just dislike him on the Yankees. Like he was with the Marlins. I liked him, but with the Yankees, he just doesn't fit. Like because he's clogging up the DH spot because he can't really play the outfield. He's clogging up the salary cap with all that money and all those years, and it affects what they want to do. Because a few years ago they could have signed more pitching, but they were already paying Stanton so much, so they kind of balked at a few guys. So then they have to overpay for Cole. So that Stanton contract kind of affected a lot of things that they did. I feel like if they had never made that move, they would have been better off right now. And plus, it would leave a spot for them to go sign like a better all-around player now. But again, you have Stanton. He's got to play somewhere. You're paying him so much. So you got to either put him in left field or DH. If they could get rid of him, it would be like, I would be so happy.
I know one team that's not taking him.
The Pirates, they'll work out a deal with you.
I know one team that's not taking him.
No, did you hear? They were talking about Bell and Talon for the Yankees. I don't know what the Yankees would give them, but they were saying the Yankees were interested in getting both of them.
No, they should go.
We'll probably give you like a AAA shortstop or something for those two guys.
That's what we need. I mean, why would we need another shortstop when we've got Kevin Newman at
I'm just
shortstop?
saying, that's the kind of deal they would make.
Yeah, so Chris Archer is never going to pitch again for the Pirates.
Yeah, that was
a big surprise.
Yeah, I liked him too. I was surprised that he just fell off so quick. Because I saw him a lot when he was with the Rays, and he was a solid all-around pitcher, and he just completely fell off the cliff.
Yeah, completely.
Sometimes you see him like gradually losing something, but for him, it was like 1 year to the next, he was awful.
I don't even know if he's going to be playing baseball again. Like, I don't know.
I mean, how old?
He'd probably be playing Twitch.
He's still salvageable, I think. What is he, like early 30s?
Yeah. He could still be 29.
It's not like he was a guy that just depended on fastball. Like, he had a good slider, good changeup. So I feel like a good pitching coach can still save him.
Well, it won't be in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, definitely. Again, back to it won't be there. I love these old like Marshall Falk rookies.
Yeah, I I used to have a bunch of Falk stuff. Archer.
This Harrison medal.
Is that Marvin Harrison?
Marvin.
A lot of those players in that era, like
this is like the most '90s like rookie card ever.
Oh man,
it's colorful.
Chris Archer. Chris Archer's 32.
All right.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
That's his problem. Oh man. Did you go through your bank account, Scott, looking for money for tomorrow?
I got money. I just gotta have permission to spend it.
Right.
Are all the Christmas presents bought?
For the most part.
Well, there you go. You should be okay then.
Yeah.
You can just be like, whatever you bought for me, just take it back. I just want the money. I'm going to the card shop. So.
I was like, don't buy me anything.
Right. That's nice.
I tell people not to even buy me cards because they don't know what they're doing. They just buy all the wrong stuff.
I said eBay gift cards, honey. eBay gift cards.
Yeah.
She's like, what about 2020 Topps update? What about 2020 Topps update? Nope. eBay gift cards.
Don't bring me no Fairfield boxes.
I'm buying all the Fairfield boxes here.
Hey, if I could find a Fairfield box, I might open it, buy it.
Right. You'll probably pull a Mike Trout rookie card.
But then on the other end, too, like, I don't want them to buy something, like, too expensive that they overpay for. Like, last year, they bought me a box of Topps Chrome baseball, which I didn't even want. Because they paid, like, triple digits for it, and I knew you couldn't get shit in there. And they're getting, like, 2 pitcher autos that are, like, $5 a piece. So I just tell people, do not buy me cards.
Yeah, it's kind of a nuanced hobby that not everyone understands.
I remember when my mom, for Christmas, probably '93, the first Shaq starting lineup that came out, right? I got it for Christmas, but when I opened it up, what she had done was like fold the flat part up to like where the thing was and like tape it all up, you know what I mean? Like, I was like yelling at my dad because like, you let her wrap it like this, you know what I mean? Like, you're the one that's supposed to be looking out for the quality of so there it sits with like, I had to flatten it out. But it's like tough on Christmas. You're trying to be grateful and like thankful. You're like, I can't believe you folded my starting lineup, Mom. That's
you ruined the packaging.
Yeah.
Did she bend the card up?
No, but like, so where the card was and where the figurine is, like that, where nothing is, she just folded it there. She's like, well, it was easier to wrap that way. I will.
You're like, Mom, you're no longer in charge of ever buying me anything.
Well, here's the thing.
Baseball related.
That's probably $10 on eBay right now in mint condition.
Oh wow.
I don't even know what is. I mean, Kobe's was like 25. I think the last time I looked, people were buying it for his.
I remember I was like 5 or 6 years old, man, and we had this friend of the family, and I was all into Cowboys, not Dallas Cowboys, but like Cowboys. And she bought me or this friend of the family got me like, I don't know, like these ceramic guns and holsters that on the wall. But she had taken the time to like intricately paint them and stuff. And I mean, they were beautiful, you know, like just did this awesome job, and you're supposed to hang them on the wall. And I opened them up for Christmas, and I mean, I still remember it, dude. And I was pissed, and I think I was like, "What's this? This isn't a toy," and like threw them down and stuff. Man, I got a spanking for that one.
I remember like I got like a box of '97 Bowman for Christmas one year, but like I had also gotten a bike, like a pedal bike. and that was supposed to be like my big gift that I was supposed to make a big deal about. You know what I mean? But like
You're happier about the Bowman.
All I wanted to do was like open those packs of cards, man. Yeah.
Benji was saying that apparently starting arms are going up in price. The investor guys are talking them up.
Oh, nice.
Got to come
Man,
out.
I'm gonna go try and sell my Jack Clark.
Who's got the laptop at? Let's start looking them up.
Yeah.
I want
to know what. I want to know what they're going for.
I got a 92 Griffey, Frank Thomas, and Nolan Ryan. I know that.
I have the Bernie. I know that's not worth anything.
It might be. Maybe it was one of those ones that was like one per case, and it's like, you know, like the Utah Jazz in that first basketball set. That's why they're so like expensive.
Several Will Clarks, but none of them are in the packaging or anything still.
Oh, you probably
now do they do back in those days, back in the 90s or the 80s and the early 90s? They do like variations and stuff, or they didn't do stuff like that?
I don't know.
The speed variant starting lineup.
Not so much variations, but I know like in '96, Shaq was in it, and then they did an extended series where he was in like his Orlando uniform, but then they did an extended series that year where he was in an LA uniform, and they did it. It was like a it was like a throwback Los Angeles jersey.
Oh, that's cool. I did not know that.
It's the thrill.
Will the thrill.
Over here on first base.
Oh, that makes sense. He's saying because what they're doing is grading the cards out of them. So they're buying them to get the cards out.
I hear you.
That makes more sense now.
I got to bounce, fellas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. My battery's getting ready to die, so I got to get off here too. So, hey man, thanks to you all for hanging out, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, peace out. Appreciate you hosting. Good to see y'all.
Yeah, we can see you all. We'll do it again sometime.
Later,
all
Victor.
Right, see you guys.
Peace. Oh shoot.